When my grandfather wanted me to choose one of my 4 foster sisters to marry, I rejected them all. In my previous life, my grandfather, wanting me to no longer be lonely, adopted 4 foster sisters from the orphanage. They cared for me since childhood, pampered me into becoming the young master everyone envied. But after my grandfather passed away, they changed completely because they fell in love with the poor student I sponsored. Not only did they take everything from me for that poor student, but they also locked me in the mansion, treating me like a broken-winged swan of theirs. They couldn't bear to torture the poor student, so they used all 108 techniques on me instead. Afterward, that poor student deliberately fell backward into my groin, falsely accusing me of pushing him from behind. I was forced by my 4 foster sisters to donate a kidney and finally died of massive hemorrhage on the operating table. After being reborn, the first thing I did was to agree to an arranged marriage with Ju Qinghan from a prestigious military family. Right after leaving the Civil Affairs Bureau, I received a call from my grandfather. Xiao Chen, this girl, Gu Qinghan, has privately proposed to you 88 times and shows sincere devotion to you. The daughters of the Gu family are known for their loyalty. Entrusting you to her, grandfather can rest assured. Grandfather is old now, only hoping someone can protect you. The shares of the group you previously divided among your 4 foster sisters, grandfather has decided to take them all back. Since they are not going to be your wives, keeping these things makes no sense. Hearing grandfather's comforting words, I couldn't help but tear up. In my previous life, grandfather once said that the 4 foster sisters, after growing up, were not suitable to be my wives, but I didn't listen. Now being reborn, I will definitely obediently follow grandfather's words, never falling into the tragic end of my previous life again. Suppressing my emotions, I tried to make my voice light and cheerful. Grandfather, I'll listen to you. Stay well at the Gu family's nursing home. I'll visit you next year. After hanging up, I went home. Just as I reached my bedroom door, I saw Song Jinian occupying my large bed. Song Jinian was the white-eyed wolf I sponsored, deeply loved by my 4 foster sisters in my previous life. At this moment, that man was surrounded by 4 women known as Haicheng's F4. Big sister Jiang Wanru, the cold CEO currently running Jiang Group, was holding an antique pocket watch, gently pleasing Song Jinian. Second sister Jiang Xiaoxiao, the gentle and dignified doctor, was holding a medicine bowl, carefully testing the temperature for Song Jinian. Third sister Jiang Qianqian, the famous online hormone flower heart celebrity, was sympathetically hugging Song Jinian. Fourth sister Jiang Yue, the arrogant, unruly female racer, was making funny faces to amuse Song Jinian. I stopped looking at those 4 familiar yet strange people. The nights of humiliation suddenly became clear again. Who could have thought the 4 women I trusted and loved most would treat me as their lowest toy? That was the darkest time of my life. I gripped my phone tightly, strongly suppressing the disgust in my heart. Without knocking, I walked straight in. Song Jinian, as soon as he saw me, fearfully shrank into Jiang Qianqian's arms. Song Jinian said pitifully, Xiao Chen, I know this is your room. My staying here isn't right, but the 4 of them said this room has the best lighting, so they let me stay. Song Jinian was habitually pretending to be pitiful to gain sympathy. In my previous life, not wanting my 4 foster sisters to hate me, I had suffered many losses because of this. Now I don't even care about the 4 of them anymore. What is there to endure? Song Jinian, I laughed coldly, directly interrupting. If you know it's not right, then hurry up and get out. I am getting married soon. My house can't accommodate others to avoid misunderstandings with my future wife. As soon as I finished, 4th sister Jiang Yu immediately glared at me. Jiang Chen, do you know how to talk? If you don't know how to talk, then don't speak. The one who should get out is you. Second sister also looked at me reproachfully. Big sister Jiang Wanru, who was always cold and quiet, also frowned. Xiao Chen, grandfather indeed left you to us 4 to choose one to marry, but we are not yet prepared for marriage. Can't be hasty. Third sister, Jiang Qianqian, frankly helped the trembling Song Jinian leave. No, just borrowing your room for a bit. You're good friends. Can't you accommodate Song Jinian? If you still want us to marry you, then put away that young master temperament of yours. With someone as good as Song Jinian here, no girl would choose you over him. In the past, if they had spoken such harsh words, I would have been angry long ago. But now, I just expressionlessly said, I haven't said I would marry any of you. Jiang Chen, what are you pretending? Fourth, sister Jiang Yue pointed to the bookshelf in the house with a row of gifts. The 4 of us casually give you toys. You keep them all as treasures. You say you won't marry us. Who would believe? I followed Jiang Yu's finger to look at the bookshelf. Nearly 2 meters high, the bookshelf was full. Third sisters casually folded 1,000 paper cranes. Big sisters used fountain pen. Second sisters gifted crystal ball. Fourth sister's first racing trophy. As much as I once treasured these things, now I hated them just as much. I walked straight to the bookshelf. In front of the other 3 women, raised my hand to grab the racing trophy. Then I'll show you my determination, not to marry any of you. As the words fell, I violently smashed it, the trophy breaking into 4 or 5 pieces. But that wasn't all, I coldly continued. Second, big sister's fountain pen, smash. Third, second sister's crystal ball, smash. Fourth, Third sisters, glass jar of 1,000 paper cranes, smash. I picked up their group photo to smash, but was firmly stopped by big sister Jiang Wanru. The eyes of the woman, usually deep and cold, were full of disappointment. Enough. She took the group photo from my hand. If you care so much about this room, then stay here. Let Song Jinian stay on the first floor. I stepped back, creating more distance from the three foster sisters, remaining in the room, then looked up at them, my tone cold. This mansion was bought by my grandfather for me. I say Song Jinian must leave. If you have objections, then leave too. As I spoke, I took a wet tissue, wiping where Jiang Wanru had grabbed. Jiang Wanru's face immediately turned cold, leaving without a word, Jiang Yu beside her. Before leaving, didn't forget to taunt. Made big sister so angry. She can't even speak. You're really something. Second sister also gave me a cold look, saying nothing, taking her medicine box as she left. But they didn't know. I wasn't deliberately angering them. I really felt disgusted. Just thinking about my previous life made me want to vomit. Running to the bathroom to vomit, calling the servants to change all the items in the room, I went to the upper floor to rest. I didn't go downstairs all think. Evening. The next morning, I took my laptop to the rooftop garden for fresh air. Just as I sat down, I received a call from the global top 1M queen, a luxury custom phone. Mr. Jiang, the suit you designed 3 months ago is ready. I opened the email, seeing the finished custom suit in the email. I designed this suit in my previous life too, but it ended up being worn by Song Jinian. Lost in thought, fourth sister Jiang Yu suddenly came over, second sister Jiang Xiaoxiao and third sister Jiang Qianqian following behind. All three also saw the suit on my computer screen. Jiang Yu, with her poisonous mouth, opened it to taunt. You threw such a big tantrum smashing things. Turns out it was barely concealed desire. The wedding suit is already designed. Aren't you just waiting to marry us? I didn't expect to run into them at this hour. Shouldn't they be sunbathing downstairs with Song Jinian? What bad luck. I closed my laptop, looked at the three people in front of me, and frankly said, "You're overthinking. You just go ahead and take care of Song Jinian. I've agreed to the arranged marriage with the Gu family. I won't compete with him for you." Hearing this, third sister Jiang Qianqian suddenly changed her expression, her speech also losing its usual laziness. The Jiu family is a military aristocratic family. One hand can kill 10 wealthy men. Their kind of jokes aren't funny. Don't speak nonsense, or it'll be troublesome for your big sister to clean up your mess. Second sister, who usually said nothing, pushed her glasses, stepped forward to hold my hand. You've been angry enough? Go downstairs and apologize to Jinian. Our family should still live well together. I pushed second sister's hand away, my face pale as I stepped back. Of the four of them, I can't stand. Second sisters touch the most. How ridiculous. Initially, I wanted to protect second sisters. Hands for surgeries, specially arranged for the freshest milk from New Zealand to be shipped for her to soak her hands. But these same hands took my kidney, took my life. To this day, I still can't forget the pain that pierced my heart. If you don't believe me, so be it. Leaving these words, I returned to my room, not going out again. Tonight, I received a package delivered by the servant. Inside was an ancient, simple silver dragon and phoenix ring. At this moment, my phone rang. It was my arranged match, Gu Qinghan, sending a message explaining that this ring was a family heirloom of the Gu family, only passed to the son-in-law. To show my sincerity, I immediately put the ring on my ring finger, took a photo and sent it to Gu Qinghan. How is it? Beautiful. Just as my voice message was sent, the door transmitted the questioning voice of third sister Jiang Qianqian's lazy tone. What's beautiful? Before I could turn around, I was embraced from behind by the woman. Her hands exerted force, and both of us fell onto the nearby sofa. Above my head, the woman wore a loose nightgown, through which one could vaguely see her full chest beneath the collarbone. Her hot breath exuded a strong smell of alcohol, her phoenix eyes red with drunkenness. Her exquisite, beautiful face was smiling, but her eyes held no warmth. Whose ring is this? Take it off. The ring finger is only for wedding rings. You can't, because of anger, wear such messy random things. The woman's face was cold. Her eyes showed the desire to possess that I was all too familiar with in my previous life. Each time she looked at me like this, she would force me to tell her if the other three had been here. Disgust suddenly surged. My eyes reddened. I raised my hand and slapped her. Jiang Qianqian, are you so drunk you've lost your mind? I am Jiang Chen, not Song Jinian. But the next moment, Jiang Qianqian pressed my hand down, her body lowering to fiercely kiss me. The door suddenly transmitted Song Jinian's loud scream. I looked up and saw Song Jinian's face full of jealousy and the other three nearly wanting to eat someone. Jiang Chen. I took the opportunity to push Jiang Qianqian away. The woman now also no longer paid attention to me, frantically standing up, rushing towards Song Jinian. Jinian, listen to me explain. Before she could finish, Song Jinian suddenly clutched his chest, fainting on the spot. Jinian. Second sister immediately took him, helping him leave. Third sister Jiang Qianqian also anxiously followed. I coldly got up from the sofa. Fourth sister Jiang Yu immediately rushed over, scolding harshly, Jiang Chen, you clearly know Jinian likes third sister, yet you kiss her in front of everyone. Aren't you disgusting? Disgusting? Of course disgusting, but the disgusting ones are them. I suppress my anger, staring intently at Jiang Wenru. And Jiang Yu still in the room. Are you all blind? Didn't you see I was pushing her away? This is my room? You all barge in without asking. Who's really shameless? After speaking, I didn't wait for them to react, coldly drove the two out. Bang closed the door. I massaged my temples to calm down for a moment. Took out my phone to contact a broker, wanting to list this mansion for sale. After marrying Gu Qinghan ill live at the Gu families, almost never returning to stay here. If the four of them want to live with Song Jinian, then don't stay in my house, disgusting people. For the next few days, these foster sisters didn't come to bother me. If it were before, if they had a cold war, for just one day, I would definitely go apologize, hoping to maintain our relationship. Therefore, I've heard many hurtful words. Apologizing requires an apologetic attitude. If you don't know where you're wrong, then give everything Jinian wants to him. If you remain so arrogant, even if the four of us never marry in our lives, we won't marry you. Now I just feel my previous self was stupid. They don't need me. Many people want me, letting me be peaceful and happy. But after barely having a few days of peace, my phone rang incessantly. All messages from Song Jinian. Jiang Chen. No matter if you're the young master, they still only revolve around me. At any time, they firmly stand on my side, backing me up. As long as I want, I can take them away from you at any time. The phone rang again. He sent a photo. Song Jinian sitting amidst a pile of gifts, smiling brightly. And those gifts, and the trophy I had smashed, the fountain pen, 1,000 paper cranes, crystal ball, all identical. I numbly turned off my phone, submitting my graduation design by myself. My university major was design. This graduation design work was the suit I had previously commissioned M. Queen for custom tailoring. 1 week later, welcoming the graduation ceremony of Haicheng Design Academy, I attended the graduation party. Just arriving at the banquet hall, I saw Song Jinian surrounded by 4 foster sisters like stars around the moon. In the center, big sister Jiang Wanru with gentle eyes. This custom suit is the latest M. Queen custom high-end design, only one in the world. Worn on Jinian, it looks most fitting. Second sister Jiang Xiaoxiao smiled gently. Jinian is now the most outstanding prince in school. I wonder later if I could have the first dance with you. Third sister Jiang Qian gently kissed Song Jinian's hand, her eyebrows slightly raised. Jinian, I want to invite you to be the male lead in my next film. Are you willing? Fourth sister Jiang Yu, also not to be outdone. Jinian, yesterday, I won the car race. The prize is this 30 million ruby ring. Let me personally put it on your finger in Haicheng. Now the F4 pursued by everyone. Jiang Wanru, the #1 financier. Jiang Xiaoxiao, the world's top doctor. Jiang Qianxian, the double Golden Horse Award actress. Jiang Yu, the world's top professional female racer, were changing ways to coax Song Jinian. I, whom they once cherished in the palm of their hands, was now mocked by everyone. Before, F4 always revolved around Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen even said F4 would marry him. I see that as a joke. In my opinion, Jinian is the real prince, will definitely marry one of the F4 in the future. Jinian is kind-hearted and generous. Jiang Chen is arrogant and unreasonable. So for them, even when Jinian is wrong, they will surely unconditionally protect him. I couldn't care less about these mockeries. For safety reasons, I never said I was the grandson of the richest man in Haicheng. Except for Song Jinian, everyone in school still thought I was like Song Jinian, a poor student. They thought everything I had came from the favoritism of the 4 sisters, but in reality, all 4 of them were chosen by my grandfather from an orphanage. The Jiang family treated them like family, providing resources to train them. To this day, they're treating me well. Isn't that only natural? Now I can't be bothered to explain. In my previous life, I encountered disaster right at this wine party. Sister Cat Yang brought new wine, but that bottle of wine had been drugged. All 5 of us, completely, lost control for a day and night. That day was the beginning of my suffering in my previous life. This time, I only planned to quietly get through the party. Absolutely not touching anything that goes into the mouth at the party. Who would have thought that Song Jinian in the crowd, after enjoying enough admiring glances from others, came towards me and handed me a glass of wine, smiling and saying, Xiao Chen, don't listen to their nonsense. I know the 4 sisters love you most. Happy graduation to you. I didn't take the wine glass. Instead, I stepped back saying, I don't drink. After saying that, I directly pushed Song Jinian away, turning to go to the restroom. Behind came Jiang Yu's angry voice. Really doesn't know good from bad. I didn't care, choosing to avoid everything, to avoid repeating the same mistakes. But just as I entered the restroom for a few minutes, a familiar heat suddenly rose from my lower abdomen. My heart suddenly tightened. Even if I die, I still remember this feeling. In my previous life, the 4 sisters, to make me endure more, continuously drugged me. After the drug took effect, I would become a person without shame. Today I didn't touch anything. How did I still fall into the trap? I panicked, took out my phone, trembling dialed 110. Just after explaining the situation to the police, the restroom door was suddenly kicked open. I looked up as if reliving my previous life. The 4 sisters were coming towards me. I fearfully backed away, my legs involuntarily shaking. Who let you come here? All of you get out. Jiang Yu directly came forward, irritably said, Didn't you text, calling us to come? The other three also came towards me. I didn't. Don't come near me. I had nowhere to retreat. Curled up in the corner of the wall, trembling. In the haze, I seemed to see my previous life again. Images of the four taking turns sitting on me. Don't. Come closer. Don't. Under the effect of the drug, my face flushed, eyes filled with tears. The dim light shone on my fair, handsome face. I pressed my lips, my eyes slightly red. There was an indescribable attraction. The eyes of all four darkened. No one was willing to back off. They came one by one, surrounding me. Third sister. Jiang Qianxian directly sat down, grabbed my hair, taking a deep, satisfied breath. Didn't you call us to come? Now we're here. What more games are you playing? Half refusing, half accepting. The four looked at each other, eyes full of intense possession, gradually overlapping with images from my previous life. I tried my best to escape, but my body completely disobeyed control. Why is it just a little more? I was about to escape the fate of my previous life. The fingers of the four people touched my waist, just when I was completely desperate. Boom! The door was pushed open. I glimpsed police running towards me. 1 meter 20. 1 meter. Hurry up. A little faster. The moment the police helped me up, I finally passed out in relief, finally being rescued. I no longer want to fall into the same fate as my previous life. Never again. When I woke up, it was in the hospital. All four sisters were surrounding me. Big sister Jiang Wanru handed me a glass of water, rarely showing gentle concern. It's good that you're awake. Is there any discomfort? Drink some water. I was slightly surprised. It had been a long time since I saw concern in big sister's eyes. The other three looked at each other, also nodding in agreement. It's good that you're okay. Do they care, or are they just pretending? I couldn't be bothered to care. I took a sip of water myself, then heard Jiang Wanru say, now that you're okay, please withdraw the complaint. To big sister knows you're the most obedient. Second sister also quickly added, there was someone burning love incense in the restroom. The police investigation found it was Song Jinian, but he was also framed. I believe he wouldn't harm you. The other two also persuaded me, asking me to forgive Song Jinian, afraid that Song Jinian would be harmed even slightly. I held the cup, suppressing my anger. This life. I didn't drink any wine, yet love incense appeared. Then the wine glasses I drank in my previous life. Were they also caused by Song Jinian? Could the source of my pain across two lives all be Song Jinian? Thinking about these things, I was so angry. My whole body trembled. Each word was squeezed out between my teeth. I will absolutely not withdraw the complaint. Seeing me like this, they all angrily left, no longer visiting me in the hospital. I stayed in the hospital for 3 days to recover, taking care of myself, eating only standard hospital meals. That morning, I had just put a spoonful of porridge in my mouth. When the hospital door was pushed open, Song Jinian walked in wearing leather shoes, smiling very smugly. Jiang Chen, seeing me, aren't you very surprised? Even if you know I drugged you, so what? With your four sisters protecting me, nothing will happen to me. I originally didn't want to pay attention, but glanced at Song Jinian adjusting his collar, seeing the ancient dragon and phoenix ring on his finger. I finally changed color. Looking down, the ring on my ring finger, indeed, was gone. The anger in my heart erupted as I got out of bed, shouting at Song Jinian, who allowed you to wear this ring? Take it off now. Song Jinian not only didn't take it off, but raised his hand, smugly saying, I just casually mentioned I liked it. Unexpectedly, second sister immediately took off the ring and gave it to me. I couldn't be bothered to listen to his boasting. Reached out to grab it. Who knew before I could touch Song Jinian? Song Jinian immediately fell to the ground. In the next second, fourth sister, Jiang Yu, rushed in, giving me a hard push, carefully shielding Song Jinian, not caring that I was pushed until my head broke. Song Jinian, originally arrogant to the extreme, now curled up in Jiang Yu's arms, wet-eyed and full of grievance. Sorry, Xiao Chen. The ring was given to me by second sister. I just thought it was beautiful. I wanted to wear it for fun. Didn't mean to take your things. Don't hit me. I am so scared. Jiang Yu immediately took off the ring, angrily threw it at me. For a useless ring, you dare to touch Jinian? How can you be so cruel? I didn't care, using the fastest speed to pick up the ring, carefully wiping the dust on it. Second sister at the door also put away her usual smile. The ring looks dirty. Is it that important? Now you're finding excuses to cause trouble, not even caring about your health anymore. Come here and let me apply medicine. Get out. All of you get out. I raised my head and shouted at all three. Jiang Yu was so angry by my shouting she couldn't control herself, directly taking Song Jinian, who was secretly smug away. Second sister also no longer cared about me, lying on the ground, coldly leaving. After they left, I closed the door. There was no pain on my face. Only those you care about can hurt you. In this life, I only hope to cut ties with them. After one more night, I was discharged the next day. Unexpectedly, I was pointed at all the way. I sensed something was wrong and opened my phone to look. My name was prominently on the hot search. Haicheng Design Academy's male god, Jiang Chen, plagiarized the graduation design work of his good friend Song Jinian. Plagiarism. Controversy. It also broke out in my previous life. In my previous life at this time, I had been locked in the mansion by the four sisters. They used my account to apologize and admit fault. My reputation was ruined all over Haicheng. I took a deep breath, clicked on the hot search. Just like my previous life, This time, my four sisters also unconditionally supported Song Jinian. I clicked on 3 viral videos circulating online. At Jiang Group headquarters, big sister Jiang Wanru facing the lens of official media in a very serious tone. Song Jinian is an outstanding talent, highly valued by Jiang Group. I trust him. At the press conference for a new film, third sister, Jiang Qianqian, personally invited Song Jinian on stage. Second sister also went on stage with him, the two holding Song Jinian's hands on both sides, announcing to everyone, "I will always believe Jinian is a pure and beautiful person." At the racetrack, fourth sister Jiang Yu driving, turned the 5 words support Song Jinian into a victory jersey, worn on the race car. The 4 richest young ladies of Haicheng all supported Song Jinian. In an instant, all public opinion stood on one side. I became the rotten mouse everyone despised. What male god of the design academy? Jiang Chen is clearly a show-off. I see this poor student Jiang Chen, just for the 5 million prize money, plagiarized Song Jinian. No wonder the 4 young ladies no longer surround Jiang Chen, false on the outside. Unlike Song Jinian, who has real talent, I stared at the screen. In my previous life, I was forced to admit fault. My reputation ruined, boycotted by the industry, collapsed, and unable to recover. Living a second life, I was prepared early. I immediately returned to the mansion, found the original draft sketch, posted a Weibo clarification, published the entire design and creative concept. Every source of inspiration was explained very clearly. At the end of the post, just left a short, powerful sentence. I, Jiang Chen, have never plagiarized. This clarification, Weibo, immediately caused heated discussion. But 3 minutes later, Weibo suddenly crashed. My clarification post disappeared. Then big sister Jiang Wanru called, "Xiao Chen, let's just stop the plagiarism matter here. Jinian's health hasn't been good these years. I don't want him to be provoked." The voice on the other end of the line was light, as if this was just a trivial matter. My left hand clenched tightly, nails digging into flesh. "So you had someone delete my clarification post?" The voice on the phone was very calm. "Removing the hot search was also me?" I angrily interrupted before she finished. "What right do you have to remove the hot search? Clearly, it's Song Jinian who plagiarized my work. Why do I have to bear the consequences?" The other party coldly replied, "You're not short of money. Netizens just see it as momentary entertainment. Relax. This will pass soon." I was amused by these shameless words. Is this a matter of money? A designer labeled as a plagiarist? How can I stand firm in this industry? But the words of the other party still wouldn't yield. "You're the young master of the Jiang family. Even if you don't work in the future, you'll still eat and dress well for life. If Jinian is labeled a plagiarist, he will be rejected by the industry. He's a poor student. He won't be able to survive in the future. Let this matter go. I don't mention it again." After speaking, Jiang Wanru hung up the phone. I was so angry, my heart tightened. Living 2 lives, I was betrayed by them without hesitation both times. I was completely disappointed. I remembered before I agreed to the engagement, grandfather had verified my Ken Weibo account as the Jiang family young master. I went back to log into the verified account, posted an announcement, immediately hitting the hot search. "I, Jiang Chen, am the son of the richest family in Haicheng, the only heir of the Jiang family. Don't need money to plagiarize." A statement causing a storm. I used the Jiang family young master account to post the original design and attach the official exchange record with M Queen from 3 months ago. M Queen is the most prestigious design brand globally. They can't help fakers. The hot search rocketed to first place. Song Jinian was nailed to the pillar of shame. Netizens flocking to comment under Song Jinian's Weibo to scold. How disgusting. What methods did this male green tea use to make the 4 young ladies not protect the young master, but instead protect him? Maybe Song Jinian secretly has already slept with all 4, being a specific boy toy for all 4 young ladies. My grandfather has money. Let me play with him once. The officially verified account of my grandfather, no one could block from the hot search. Less than half an hour after posting the Weibo, the 4 sisters who had not returned to the mansion for a long time all came to find me. Third sister Jiang Qianqian stepped forward, lowering her posture, gently coaxing like in childhood. "Xiao Chen, if you're already satisfied with your anger, then please delete the Weibo." She reached out wanting to fix my bangs, but was pushed away by me. I looked at the 4 people in front of me, currently all successful and accomplished, perhaps long forgotten where these things came from. I didn't mind reminding them. I curled my lips sarcastically. "Only now you know to find me? When I was labeled a plagiarist, what were you all doing? Each one of you was supporting Song Jinian. Perhaps you've forgotten long ago when grandfather trained you. He hoped you could protect me. You not only didn't protect me, but for someone else continuously hurt me. You think ill delete the Weibo?" Hearing me mention grandfather to pressure them, everyone's face darkened. Jiang Yu was the one who couldn't control herself. "Aren't you just unhappy with Jinian? Afraid hell steal us from you? Will we marry you now?" I heard her words of bestowing favor, laughed coldly. "No need. I no longer want to marry any of you." As if not expecting me to refuse directly, everyone's face became even more difficult, like they were angry. They had already humbled themselves to coax me, yet I was still arrogantly unyielding. Jiang Qianxian rubbed her temples and advised me again. "Be good now. I know you want to marry us. Now you choose one person. Anyone will agree, as long as you delete the Weibo." Jiang Wanru followed up, coming in front of me, softening her voice. As long as you delete the Weibo. Next week, we can hold the wedding. I coldly refused. No need. I already have a wife. She is Gu Qinghan. Gu Qinghan likes me, has privately proposed to me 88 times. But previously, I thought I would only marry one of the four sisters in the future, so I didn't tell the four sisters about Gu Qinghan's feelings. Now the four looked at each other, clearly all seeing the disbelief in each other's eyes. Jiang Yu contemptuously sneered. Gu Qinghan comes from a famous military family, very particular about rules. Not that I look down on you, but the person we want is a humble young master. How could it be like you? A stubborn, willful, young master with a temper. If you really can't choose, all four of us can marry you at the same time. I glanced. The other three all agreed with Jiang Yu's words. I didn't expect to save Song Jinian's reputation. All four of them were willing to compromise to this extent. I was reborn, using the graduation project from my previous life, not to forgive Song Jinian, but to use his own tactics against him, just about to refuse. When I saw Song Jinian rushing in from outside, crying miserably, kneeling down to admit fault, Xiao Chen, I really didn't know that was your graduation project. I just accidentally saw the draft at Fourth Sister's place. I got inspired and referenced it. Please forgive me this time. I am a poor student from a remote mountain area. It was hard to get to where I am today. If my reputation is ruined, my whole life will be over. My family has no one left. If I return home, I will certainly be sold by villagers to a 60 or 70-year-old widow as a husband. The four watching Song Jinian cry pitifully all felt extremely distressed. But I from beginning to end coldly looked at fourth sister. Jiang Yu was the first unable to maintain her cold expression, going over to hug Song Jinian lying on the ground, glancing at me before leaving, saying, "Don't beg him. Don't worry. If your reputation is ruined, it'll support you for life." I completely ignored Jiang Yu's words, and Jiang Wenru beside also gently promised, "You are really spoiled too much." I laughed coldly. I am the grandson of the richest family, the only heir of the Jiang family. Even if a bit arrogant, it's normal. Big sister, do you hate me because Song Jinian's orphan status makes you particularly empathize? The word orphan touched a sensitive point for all the sisters, all four of them. Weren't they adopted by grandfather too from the orphanage and trained? The face, usually cold, of Jiang Wanru also turned pale with anger, turning to leave coldly. Second sister shook her head. "You've disappointed me too much." Jiang Qianqian also erased her usual flirtatious smile, coldly saying, "You've changed to the point I don't recognize you anymore." They left one by one. I stared at their backs, self-mockingly smiled. Is that so? But my previous life was so miserable. Isn't the disappointing one not me? Now I just say a few words of truth. They react like this? How ridiculous. I didn't want to care about these things anymore. Instead, my wedding with Gu Qinghan was coming soon. I should choose a decent gift for her. Should I give a necklace, ring, earrings, or a brooch? I compared various luxury brands for a long time, choosing from morning till evening before finding something satisfying. Just as I was about to pay, I received a taunt from Song Jinian. "Jiang Chen, even if you don't delete the Weibo, so what? The four sisters, to compensate me, will all marry me on New Year's Eve." Next sent a picture of a wedding invitation. On the wedding invitation, one groom, four brides. I casually opened my friend circle. Song Jinian indeed had posted the wedding invitation on social media. I laughed coldly and pressed the like button, commenting with blessings. "Keep pinning me." When I was about to turn off the phone, fourth sister Jiang Yu called, the other party's voice full of smugness, as if just waiting to talk to me. "Jiang Chen, do you know your mistake yet? Just apologize to Jinian. We will cancel the wedding." I laughed coldly. I have no fault. Why should I apologize? Since you all acknowledge Song Jinian, criticize me, this arrogant, elegant young master, then I won't force myself to fit into your group anymore. As soon as I finished, the other end of the line erupted with the angry voices of the other three foster sisters. Jiang Yu raged, before hanging up, only leaving one sentence, "You better not regret it." I don't regret it. This life, finally, escaping the tragic fate of my previous life. I just want to stay away from the four of them as far as possible. Turning off the phone, I slept soundly. The next morning, I was woken by the bell. It was grandfather's phone. "Xiao Chen, the things on the internet, I've seen it all. I didn't expect after so many years." I raised four wide-eyed wolves. I have already ordered to take back all their privileges. I could feel grandfather's fury through the phone. I was worried he would get sick from anger. I quickly softened my voice. "Grandfather, please don't be angry anymore. I don't like them anymore. Besides, I have Gu Qinghan. You were right, weren't you? In the future, she will protect me." Grandfather only then calmed down. "Your wedding with Gu Qinghan will be held after 1 week, on New Year's Eve. During this time, you should prepare well." After hanging up, I received a message from the broker. "Mr. Jiang, the house has been sold at a high price. On New Year's Eve, the buyer will come to take the house." I slightly raised my lips getting out of bed. "Very good. After I leave, the five of them will no longer be able to bother me." Going downstairs, I ordered the servants to clear everything related to the four foster sisters, take it outside, then burn it all in the yard, then called for an excavator, dug up all the begonia flowers in the garden. These begonias were from when I was 10 years old. The first day, the foster sisters came to the house. I planted them together with them. witnessing our relationship over so many years, but now I just find them an eyesore. I want to uproot them completely, like completely removing all four people from my heart. After finishing everything, the mansion was empty, like completely new. I was just about to rest a bit when I heard Jiang Yu questioning at the door. Where are the begonias in the garden? Why were they dug up? I turned to see Jiang Yu coming towards me, her eyes sweeping over me. I thought she would get angry. Unexpectedly, she continued on her own. Perfect timing, as Jinian doesn't like begonias in the future. Well, plant all pure white lilies. Jinian likes that. I curled my lips, sarcastically said. In the future, you and Song Jinian will be one family. You can plant whatever you want. Jiang Yu suddenly paused, as if not expecting me to say this, her eyes looking at me a bit complicated, then seeming embarrassed. If you had thought this way earlier, it would have been over. Just as the words fell, my phone suddenly rang. It was the wedding planner arranged by Ju Qinghan, calling. Mr. Jiang, after 1 week, the venue and arrangements for the wedding have been sent to your email. Please see if you need any adjustments. I didn't open the email, directly answering the other party. Just follow the plan. The voice over the phone was very loud. Jiang Yue, standing beside, also heard. The woman sneered, smugly saying, "You won't know. Our wedding with Jinian, after 1 week, will also deliberately hold a wedding. Planning to play the bride-stealing game? Jiang Chen did wrong. Must be punished. Even if you regret now, it's useless. We have promised to give Jinian a special wedding. All four of us won't be stolen away by you." I smiled and replied with extremely calm eyes. I know, in your hearts, you all love Song Jinian. Rest assured, I won't compete for marriage with him. I won't marry any of the four of you anymore. I have my own wife. But Jiang Yue clearly didn't believe me. She pulled out a phone from her leather jacket pocket, right in front of me, making a video call to the other foster sisters. To you all know, Jiang Chen deliberately scheduled a wedding the same day as us, just to steal us away from Jinian. After speaking, she also turned the phone screen towards me. I was forced to appear in their video frame. I saw the other three foster sisters had all put aside their work, standing beside Song Jinian. Jiang Wanru glanced at me, her eyebrows slightly furrowed. Decisions made will not change. Second sister. Her usually cheerful eyes also turned cold. Don't waste your effort. Jiang Qianxian tilted her head, comforting Song Jinian. Jinian, don't worry. None of us will be stolen away by him. Every word, as if afraid they couldn't hurt me enough. But from beginning to end, I kept my smile. You can be 120% assured. I have my own wedding. Absolutely won't come to steal the bride. After speaking, I directly ended the video call. I really didn't want to see these faces lingering before my eyes. Jiang Yu put away her phone. Seeing I wouldn't listen to advice in a frang and from, also didn't intend to stay long. Just gave me a warning. Look, Jinian likes this house. We will let Jinian depart from this mansion. To the wedding venue, don't cause trouble. I didn't reply. The wedding day was indeed the day to hand over the house. She should discuss this with the real owner of the house. In the blink of an eye, New Year's Eve arrived. The weddings of both me and Song Jinian had come. Early morning, I carried my luggage downstairs and ran into Song Jinian wearing a high-end suit, perfect style, diamond-studded buttons, elegant and luxurious. It was indeed the suit from my graduation project. Song Jinian glanced at me wearing a shirt and pants, smiling very smugly. Don't you also have a wedding today? Why aren't you wearing a high-end suit? Don't you think carrying luggage leaving the house will make the four of them be stolen by you? Let me tell you. Impossible. This wedding is being live-streamed. I will. It'd be their most handsome groom. I was completely unbothered by him, just coldly replied. Then I wish you happiness. May the five of you stay together forever in this life. Don't come bother me again. I carried my suitcase out to the yard. Just as I looked up, I saw the four foster sisters wearing wedding dresses. Jiang Wanru, a simple white mermaid wedding dress. Beautiful face, cold temperament. Second sister wearing a pink suspended wedding dress, puffy skirt combined with a princess hairstyle. Clearly an elegant and gentle young lady. Jiang Qianxian's silk wedding dress, very delicate, deep neckline, clearly showing the full chest that the dress could barely cover. Jiang Yu wearing a wide puffy wedding dress, showing her stubborn, untamable character. Everyone seeing me carrying luggage, all paused a bit. They looked at each other, eyes all showing a trace of confusion, in unison asking, "Where are you going?" Jiang Qianxian even stepped forward to grab my hand, but I avoided it, with a calm face saying, "Attending my wedding?" The four who were originally worried hearing this, instead breathed a sigh of relief. That relaxed appearance, as if confirming I was pretending. Jiang Wanru stepped forward a few steps, looking at me. "As long as you don't oppose Jinian anymore, live peacefully with Jinian. We will abide by our promise to grandfather. Marry and register with you." The others also chimed in. "As long as you accept Jinian, we will be the happiest family. Today is New Year's Eve. If you really admit your mistake, then stay home and prepare a good dinner. After our wedding ends, everyone can celebrate the new year together." I still smiled. I have already said very clearly, today I will also get married. From today onwards, all future New Years have nothing to do with you. After speaking without caring about the four black faces of the foster sisters, I went straight to the large lawn outside the mansion. The four, seeing they couldn't persuade me, each no longer paid attention to me. Instead, carefully escorted Song Jinian into the wedding car. At this moment, a rumbling sound came from above. Dozens of helicopters bearing the Jiu family insignia landed on the lawn, under everyone's astonished eyes. 2 rows of soldiers wearing the highest-grade military ceremonial uniforms lined up and came before me, saluting according to military protocol and shouting loudly. We follow the orders of Commander Gyu Qinghan to escort groom Jiang Chen to the wedding ceremony. Dozens of helicopters bearing the Gyu family insignia on the lawn, and the soldiers truly shocked everyone. As the helicopter flew higher and higher, the 4 people on the ground were clearly confused, just about to chase after, when Song Jinian in his suit blocked right in front of the 4. His tone still pitifully as usual. Big sister, second sister, third sister, fourth sister, who would have thought Xiao Chen to steal you from me would put on such an act? I've never heard of anyone getting married without the bride coming. He must have spent a lot of money to hire actors. The people who were panicking about to leave hearing Song Jinian's words all stopped their movements, but there was still doubt in their hearts. After all, not everyone dares to joke with the Gyu family. Song Jinian immediately shed a tear from his right eye. Continuing, I am just a nobody. I also know one cannot joke with the Gyu family. Xiao Chen deliberately hired people to act when the time comes and offends the Gu family. He has the Jiang family to protect him. But what about me? He just wants to ruin our wedding? Then make me a laughingstock of all Haicheng, so that I'll be alone and helpless. Will no longer be able to live in Haicheng. He just wants to destroy me. Everyone hearing this, the doubts in their hearts also disappeared, all frowning. Jiang Yu adjusted her wedding dress hem, somewhat angrily speaking. Almost got tricked by Jiang Chen. How can his heart be so vicious? Seeing the 4 persuaded by me, Song Jinian with doe-like eyes stammered a few sounds, looking down, dejectedly saying, I have nothing besides you. Not like Xiao Chen, who is the young master of the Jiang family. He will have food and clothes no matter what. I can do as he pleases. Do many things, while every step of mine is very difficult. If I lose you, I don't know how to continue living. Almost in an instant, Song Jinian's eyes were full of tears. The 4, seeing him like this, all felt extremely distressed, coming one by one to comfort him. Third sister, Jiang Qian, directly hugged him into her arms, patting, Don't worry, we won't abandon you. Don't cry anymore. Later it will ruin your makeup. Second sister took out her silk handkerchief, gently wiping his tears. We have said, we'll give you a special wedding. We'll not go back on our word. Jiang Yue also hurriedly agreed. That's right, today is our wedding. You are the most handsome groom. You are our treasure. We don't love you enough yet. How could we abandon you, right? Big sister Jiang Wanru, usually serious and calm, now also nodded, comforting. That's right. We won't abandon our most handsome groom. The wedding will proceed as normal. After speaking, the 4 had put Song Jinian into the extended Rolls Royce, the women seeing him jealous, all pampered and doted on him like stars surrounding the moon. Song Jinian finally stopped crying, only his voice still choked up. Having you is so good. Seeing Song Jinian smiling exceptionally, the 4 only then felt at ease. Jiang Yu hurriedly replied, Of course, today you will be the most envied man in Haicheng. Haicheng's F4, marrying one man simultaneously indeed attracted attention, especially when the groom was Song Jinian, who had been involved in a plagiarism scandal days before. This would certainly attract countless internet users to watch. The number of people in the live stream room increasing, comments continuously scrolling up. I say this poor student has some tricks to make these 4 women surround him. What do you all think? If Jiang Chen is a young master, then what is the real identity of the F4? Whatever it is, they are quite blind, abandoning a good young master Jiang Chen to chase after this plagiarizing poor student. Song Jinian in the car initially thought there would be many admirers, but in the live stream room, 9 out of 10 comments were criticizing him. His expression immediately darkened. Jiang Qian, sitting beside, immediately noticed, reached out to cover his eyes. I don't look at the negative messages in the live stream anymore. Be the happiest groom today. Jiang Wanru directly raised her hand, signaling staff to stop the live stream. Just about to turn off the large screen in the car, but then saw a comment like this. I think he is not acting at all. Those Jiu family helicopters, those people all wearing the highest military ceremonial uniforms. How could they help with acting? Jiang Qian's face immediately sank, recalling the shocking scene earlier. We follow the orders of Commander Gu Qinghan to escort groom Jiang Chen to the wedding ceremony. Jiang Qian and the other 3 looked at each other. Clearly they all saw that comment, saying they didn't believe me, but an uncontrollable feeling of confusion rose in their hearts. At this moment, everyone in the car was somewhat silent. Over time, I seemed to have indeed distanced myself from them a lot. Previously, if I made the 4 of them unhappy, I would definitely come apologize. Think of all ways to make them happy. Whatever they asked me to do, I would be willing. Would discard the temperament and attitude of an elegant young master just to make the 4 of them pay attention to me again. But for the past month, my behavior has been very unusual. Not only not coming to apologize, but also not actively contacting them. Jiang Yu, the more she thought, the more wrong it felt. She somewhat panicky spoke. Big sister, do you think those helicopters aren't really? She hadn't finished speaking when Song Jinian interrupted. Song Jinian's eyes were covered by Jiang Qian. I didn't see that comment. Somewhat puzzled. What's with those helicopters? Jiang Yu hurriedly waved her hand. Nothing. Jinian, you woke up early today. It was tiring. Rest a bit in the car. Later at the wedding venue, there's still much to do. Song Jinian, looking at Jiang Yu's appearance. Clearly, there was something being hidden from him. No matter what, today's wedding must proceed successfully. He wouldn't let them go find Jiang Chen. He somewhat awkwardly spoke. Actually, last night, I heard Xiao Chen talking on the phone with his grandfather. The helicopters were arranged by Jiang Chen through his grandfather and threatened not to let me tell you. Otherwise, he would drive me out of the mansion. After speaking, tears immediately reddened. Jiang Yue, after hearing this first reaction, you said, the Gu, military family. How could they play along with him? So, it was grandfather intervening, still arrogant and willful, as always, doing so many tricks, just to make us abandon Jinian to find him. Jinian, don't worry, we absolutely won't let him have his way. Wait until he apologizes to you. Well, consider whether to live. With him, the others in the car clearly also believed the helicopters were called with grandfather's help. The confused feeling in their hearts lessened a bit. Throughout the journey, they wholeheartedly took care of Song Jinian. At this moment, at Cloud Summit Resort, the highest grade banquet hall, a huge crystal fountain slowly flowing in the center, melodious symphony music perfectly blending, the red carpet outside the door extending deep into the banquet hall. On both sides were seas of brilliant flowers. Looking exactly like a fairy tale wedding scene, the helicopter landed in the middle of the red carpet. In my heart, I couldn't help feeling nervous. Previously, when I only had the 4 foster sisters in my heart, I completely ignored Gu Qinghan's confessions. This meeting, I seemed to have a feeling of fear approaching homeland. In the days without seeing her, I also often heard adults mention her. Clearly, she was the most outstanding among the younger generation. Grandfather, when talking to me on the phone about Gu Qinghan, was also full of praise. I took the brooch I had chosen for Gu Qinghan and then looked in the mirror, checking my appearance many times, confirming nothing was wrong before getting off the plane. 2 hours later, the 4 foster sisters and Song Jinian also arrived at Cloud Summit Resort. In the helicopters parked in the open area of Cloud Summit Resort, very conspicuous. The people had just gotten out of the car when they saw me. Jiang Yu's mouth showing a trace of mockery. Sure enough, Jiang Chen just wants to ruin our wedding with Jinian. The other 3 clearly also thought my appearance at Cloud Summit Resort was planned, threatening them that I would marry someone else. But in reality, I couldn't let them go. Haste makes waste, wanting to make them cancel the wedding with Song Jinian. Song Jinian gently squeezed the lapel of his suit, like a frightened rabbit. Eyes immediately reddened. Big sister, second sister, third sister, fourth sister. Is Xiao Chen going to steal the bride? If he ruins our wedding, what should we do? Who knows what terrible methods hell use? I am so scared. Can't marry the 4 of you anymore. The people beside hearing this, expressions immediately changed. Jiang Yu faster than everyone spoke up. Jinian, don't worry. Even if the sky falls today, we will still marry you. The usually silent second sister also gently comforted. We have said, we'll give you the most special wedding. Word is bond. Absolutely won't let anything else affect it. Third sister, Jiang Qian lightly touched Song Jinian's nose, winked smiling at him. How could we let our most handsome groom today be disappointed? Big sister Jiang Wanru from beginning to end kept a calm face. Don't worry. All wedding procedures have been arranged. I will have people watch. Absolutely no incidents will occur. Everyone's promises clearly had reassured Song Jinian. He couldn't help but feel secretly smug. The wedding of the 4, with Song Jinian, was held at the premium banquet hall of Cloud Summit Resort, right next to the highest grade banquet hall where mine was held. Both banquet halls were extremely luxurious, but the premium banquet hall compared to the highest grade, of course, was considerably inferior. The diamond fountain at the center, the premium banquet hall didn't have. Song Jinian's eyes darkened. Why couldn't his wedding use the best banquet hall? He pulled third sister Jiang Qianqian's sleeve, pouting. Third sister, that fountain is so beautiful. Our wedding can't be held at the highest grade banquet hall? Jiang Qianqian also wondered. The wedding venue was all arranged by big sister. Logically should be the highest standard. Why not book the highest grade banquet hall? Big sister, this year can we change to that highest grade banquet hall? See if we can exchange. Jiang Wanru frowned, speaking in a low voice when contacting. The person in charge of Cloud Summit said, the premium hall is not open to outside guests. Jiang Yu, being hot-tempered, directly pulled over a nearby staff member, asking, can we change to the premium hall for us? However much money we're willing to pay extra. The staff member was clearly pulled a bit hard, but quickly reacted, sorry miss, I can't help you change rooms. The premium hall is not open to outsiders. Jiang Yue looked at the empty space outside the door where the helicopters were parked, in her heart guessing, it was rented by me. She spoke somewhat contemptuously. Don't say not open to outsiders. Now haven't you already let outsiders rent it? Tell your boss, well, pay 10 times the price. Today, our wedding will be held in the premium hall. After Jiang Yu finished speaking, not caring whether the staff agreed or not, directly pulling Song Jinian, going to the premium hall door, just about to enter, when stopped by the door security. Sorry, miss. You don't have an invitation. Cannot enter. Jiang Yu was clearly provoked. Do you believe with one phone call from me, the person inside will beg me to enter? Just as she finished, I came out from the changing room. This is my wedding venue. It's not a place for any cat or dog to enter. After getting off the plane, I had been taken to the changing room. Now I was wearing a high-end suit, shirt and trousers without a wrinkle, buttons carefully fastened all the way to the top, exuding an undisguisable luxury, like a medieval prince. As soon as she saw me, Jiang Yu forgot her anger. At the bottom of her eyes gradually rose a dark light. The other three also caught up. When seeing me wearing the suit, also stunned for a moment. They stared at me, eyes extremely attracted. Deep eyes not hiding, burning desire at all. Jiang Qianqian stepped forward a few steps intending to pull me, but was stopped by the security beside. She stared at me, her throat involuntarily bobbing. When speaking, her voice somewhat husky. Xiao Chen, stop being childish. We're just holding a wedding with Jinian, not registering marriage. Today, if you let Jinian have this premium hall, we won't pursue the Weibo matter anymore. Second sister also stepped forward. When looking at me, the bottom of her eyes gentler than ever. That's right. As long as you give the banquet hall to Jinian, all past matters well, consider never happened. Our whole family will still live well together. Big sister Jiang Wanru with eyes usually always cold, now also surging with something, a desire that she herself didn't recognize, when speaking her voice slightly hoarse. These days you've made enough trouble. Listen and go home first. Wait until we finish the wedding with Jinian. Well, come back to take care of you. I looked at the people in front of me, while the corner of my mouth revealing a sarcastic smile. These people, still, not taking what I say to heart, just thinking I am being stubborn, but I don't care anymore. I spoke calmly. I said, I came here to get married. This is my wedding venue. Why should I give it up? As soon as I finished, Song Jinian immediately exclaimed, eyes full of innocence. Xiao Chen, you say you came to get married? Why don't I see a bride anywhere? Is it possible for one person to get married alone? Or are you still trying to steal the wedding? I was truly tired of Song Jinian's green tea behavior. Annoyedly speaking, I already said I have my own. You, 5, do whatever you want. I don't come bother me, lest my wife sees and misunderstands. Song Jinian looked left and right, finally blinking asked, Xiao Chen, you've been talking half the day. Where is your wife? The 4 sisters also looked around, really couldn't see a bride anywhere. They were certain I was deliberately causing trouble. Jiang Wanru looked at her watch. When speaking, her tone was somewhat strict. Xiao Chen, stop playing tricks. Our wedding with Jinian is approaching the auspicious time. Give us this premium banquet hall to hold the ceremony. Have someone take you back to the mansion. Second sister, usually gentle. Her voice also became urgent. These little tricks, used again and again, are no longer interesting. I directly responded, who wants to play little tricks with you? I already said I have a wife. My wife is Gu Qinghan. After speaking, I directly ordered the security to start escorting people out. These 5 people today cannot appear at the door of the banquet hall. If one comes, drive one away. Yes, young master. Security receiving instructions began to drive people away. Jiang Yu's anger directly rose to her brain. To a military family like the Gu family, how could they look at an arrogant young master like you? Instead, stop hindering us from marrying Jinian Howl. Quickly get lost and go home. Just as she finished, behind Jiang Yu came an authoritative voice. I think the ones who should get lost are you all. Ju Qinghan took long strides down from the car, a woman with very beautiful features, cold eyes, restrained temperament. She wore a multi-layered thin fabric wedding dress, combined with exquisite roses, embroidered to show the graceful curve of her neck, white skin faintly visible beneath the thin fabric, her entire person like a charming spirit fallen to earth. On her head wore an Inrakshan, ancient crown from the previous century, creating a noble and elegant appearance. She walked past my 4 sisters and Song Jinian, directly coming before me. Ju Qinghan gently looked at me. Sorry, I am late. Received an urgent mission. Could only come after finishing it. I looked up and could still see small beads of sweat on her forehead. Clearly, she had rushed here without rest. I unconsciously wanted to help wipe her sweat, just raising my hand when interrupted by Jiang Yu's voice. Where did you find this actress? We don't have time to waste with you. Quickly give the banquet hall to Jinian. Our happy occasion is about to start. Xiu Qinghan, due to her military background, rarely appeared in public. Magazines and media also didn't have her photos. Moreover, previously Jiu Qinghan always confessed her feelings to me privately. People here, not knowing her, was quite normal. Song Jinian, seeing me still here, only delaying the auspicious time of their wedding, to again began pretending to be pitiful, squeezing out 2 tears. Xiao Chen, I know you're jealous because the sisters are marrying me. They're just helping me. Don't want people to look down on me, so they're marrying me simultaneously. Now everyone knows about this. If you keep blocking and not letting the wedding proceed, I will become everyone's laughingstock. Then, I really can't stand firm in Haicheng anymore. Can only go back to my hometown. That way, I will never be able to leave the mountains again in my life. After Song Jinian finished, tears immediately fell in large drops. The 4 sisters, seeing him like this, all felt extremely distressed. I no longer indulged him, speaking straight to the point. You can't stand firm is because you plagiarized my graduation project. It's because you did wrong, not because I harmed you. Don't pretend to be pitiful. Here, Jiang Yue, hearing these words, clenched her fists, looking at me grinding her teeth saying, Jiang Chen, that's enough. Jinian has already apologized to you for that. He just accidentally saw it on my computer, got inspired and referenced it, not deliberately plagiarizing. You keep holding on to this issue, not letting go, with such an aggressive appearance. For whom to see? The corner of my mouth raised in a cold smile. I am aggressive? If he really thought he was wrong, he wouldn't wear the suit I designed, while knowing clearly he's plagiarizing. As soon as these words were uttered, Jiang Yu was immediately speechless. Jiang Wanru frowned, her tone higher than normal by several degrees. Enough, this matter ends here. She turned her head to look at Zhu Qinghan in a wedding dress beside me, evaluating from top to bottom. According to the many years of business instinct of Jiang Wanru, the woman before her absolutely wasn't simply an actress. She was silent for a moment before speaking calmly. Xiao Chen, I think, over the years, we have indeed raised you too arrogantly. After we marry Jinian, we must thoroughly teach you about rules. Second sister, who hadn't spoken, also opened her mouth. As long as you step aside now, let us complete the wedding with Jinian. What just happened we won't pursue anymore. Admit your mistake. Gu Qinghan directly stepped forward, blocking in front of me, cold-faced, her voice carrying some domination. The man of my Gu Qinghan, not your turn to discipline. As soon as Zhu Qinghan's words came out, the women opposite all turned cold-faced, especially Jiang Qian. Seeing me hiding behind Gu Qinghan, raised an unnamed anger. She put away the smile on her face, narrowed her eyes evaluating Gu Qinghan. When speaking, her voice full of sarcasm. Which entertainment? Company signed you? I see you really have potential to be a movie queen. You know who Jin Qinghan is, that you dare to impersonate? Zhu Qinghan, hearing this, turned her head looking at me as if asking, are your four sisters always like this? Not understanding others' words, I nodded to her. Jiang Yue looked at us, winking signals. Anger unable to be contained. Jiang Chen, don't joke too much. What kind of background does the Gu family have? When they find out, it will implicate big sister cleaning up after you. Quickly give up the banquet hall. We need to hold our wedding with Jinian. Ji Qinghan rubbed her forehead, then signaled with her eyes to the bodyguards who had just arrived with her. Take them away. If you don't understand words, then I will directly teach you how to behave. Take these 5 people out of the resort. From now on, all venues under the Gu family, forbid them entry. Only then did everyone notice there were several bodyguards behind, different from the resort security. Bodyguards with muscles all over, that aura clearly showing they were military. Jiang Yu wanted to say something more, but was directly shouted down by Jiang Wanru. Shut up. Jiang Wanru raised her eyes facing Gu Qinghan, the deep eyes and aura exuding. I were all telling her, the person in front might really be Gu Qinghan. Before the bodyguards behind drove people away, she took a step back. We don't need this banquet hall anymore. Well, return to the old banquet hall to hold the wedding. Whoever you are, you know the position of the Jiang family in Haicheng. Moreover, the two families have always cooperated. Making too much trouble doesn't look good. Jiang Wanru, deserving her reputation as someone who had navigated the business world, with just 2 sentences knew how to grasp someone's weakness, but Zhu Qinghan completely ignored her words, cold-browed, cold-voiced. If I remember correctly, you all were just adopted by grandfather, not real heirs. Without the Jiang family, you all are nothing. If grandfather knew you treated his grandson so badly, perhaps he would have already driven you all away long ago. While I still have patience, you all scram on your own. You're not welcome here. Zhu Qinghan's words touched the pain point of all of them, but clearly, they didn't intend to leave. Everyone's fists clenched tightly, but unlike before, when they did provocative things, they more or less all felt pressure from Gu Qinghan. Added to that was Big Sister's shout earlier. They just stared at Gu Qinghan, not speaking. Jiang Wanru, always calm, but now also quite angry, like being poked in the spine. She directly coldly responded to Gu Qinghan. We can leave, but must take Xiao Chen with us. We are his fiancés. I can't let him stay with another woman. At this moment, the slightly furrowed eyebrows of Zhu Qinghan exuded a sharpness, her whole body radiating a kind of inviolable aura of one holding high power. Jiang Wanru facing her, eyes radiating cold rays, neither yielding to the other. Who gave you the confidence to think you all are Xiao Chen's fiancés? Today is my and Xiao Chen's wedding. From now on, he is all mine. Gu Qinghan, and you no longer have any relationship. After Zhu Qinghan finished speaking, she directly raised her hand, ordering the 5 troublemakers to be tied up and dragged away. Suddenly seeing her newlywed husband show such a cold side, Gu Qinghan felt a bit worried inside. She turned and lowered her head looking at me. When speaking, her voice much gentler. Xiao Chen, are you afraid of me like this? Gu Qinghan, born in a large family like the Gu family, to stand firm, certainly must have methods. Just that she didn't want to show me this side. I looked up at her, eyes full of sincerity. No, I should thank you for helping me solve these big troubles. Hearing me say this, Zhu Qinghan felt relieved. The matters between me and the foster sisters she had heard before, also knew, initially, one of them would become the fiancé and marry me. She always thought the 4 foster sisters treated me well, until today only realized how many grievances I had suffered. The gentle eyes of Gu Qinghan, just looking at me like that, showing determination. I was looked at by her until somewhat embarrassed. Cheeks slightly reddened, She from her pocket took out a pre-wrapped cassava cake, placing it in my palm. Waiting so long. Must be hungry, right? Eat something to fill your stomach first. Immersed in her gentleness, my whole person felt a bit lighter. I unconsciously opened the cassava cake to eat. Soft with a fresh sweetness not cloying. Very delicious. After eating half, I suddenly remembered something. Taking from my pocket the brooch I had prepared long ago. When giving it to her, completely not daring to look into her eyes. This is the meeting gift I chose for you, although not our first meeting. I still want to give you this gift. I selected a long time ago. I don't know if you like it. Ju Qinghan immediately accepted, the corner of her eye with a smile looking at the person in front, softly saying, "Like it, as long as you give it. I like it all." She didn't expect her husband to be so cute and shy. For a moment, she really wanted to pinch my cheeks, but still held back. She was afraid of startling me from the first time meeting me. She had vowed to marry me, but afterwards, due to family issues, she couldn't always be by my side, so had missed many years of my growth. Gu Qinghan silently vowed in her heart, in the future she would definitely treat me doubly well, make up for the lost days. Because grandfather's health wasn't good, I didn't invite him out of the hospital to attend the wedding. Gu Qinghan, afraid of pressuring me, also only called a few elders in the family to come. The wedding procedure wasn't complicated. After holding the wedding, I followed her back to the area for military families. Gu Qinghan had decorated the bridal room very beautifully. Even slippers, toothbrushes, and towels were prepared for me. Indeed, the military area environment compared to the mansion was a bit inferior. Gu Qinghan lowered her eyes looking at me. I originally thought, wanting to let you stay at the mansion in the city, but the Gu family relationships are complicated. I don't want you to be alone there, having to face those things, so thought about bringing you to the military. The conditions here, though, a bit worse, but absolutely no one can disturb you anymore. Here, you can peacefully do what you like. After speaking, she gently patted my head. You're also tired today. After bathing, well, rest early. Okay. My face immediately heated up. We wait a bit, then sleep in one bed or, under the dim light, the blush on my face still clearly visible, like someone drunk. Gu Qinghan stepped forward. The distance between two people in an instant pulled closer. She slightly tiptoed, warm breath blowing into my ear. Does Xiao Chen want to sleep in the same bed or sleep separately? At this moment, Gu Qinghan was completely different from her serious daytime appearance. Voice raised, carrying some seduction. My whole body was enveloped by the dry fragrance scent from the woman. For a moment, my head slightly dizzy. Unable to think, hadn't yet answered. Gu Qinghan had already stepped back. This military apartment has 2 bedrooms. You sleep in the main room, the bridal room. I'll sleep in the auxiliary room. Originally, we had already married. Sleeping together would be natural, but the two had only simple contact. Couldn't be considered too familiar. I really wasn't mentally prepared yet. Gu Qinghan clearly saw my nervousness, not making me uncomfortable. Meanwhile, at this moment at the Heicheng mansion gate, the 4 sisters Jiang Wanru brought Song Jinian back to the mansion. But the main gate of the mansion was tightly closed. They entered the old password, but couldn't open the door. Jiang Wanru immediately called her assistant, finding someone to check what was wrong with the mansion's password lock. The assistant didn't answer immediately, but was silent for a moment before speaking. Big sister, this mansion is currently being advertised on the old real estate market. I'll send you the house information to see. Hearing this, Jiang Wanru's face immediately darkened. She clicked on the link the assistant sent. The mansion being sold was exactly where they were living. Second sister noticed something unusual, coming forward to ask, "Big sister, what's wrong?" Jiang Wanru frowned. This mansion has been put by Xiao Chen on the market for sale. Everyone hearing this news, all had darkened faces, from the strong character woman appearing at the wedding, to now the mansion also for sale. They suddenly realized it really wasn't joking, but really wanting to leave. The 4 looked at each other, all seeing confusion and insecurity in each other's eyes. They had never thought I would really leave them. Previously, they had hinted at their feelings for me. I was even shy, not knowing what to do. Previously, I clearly wanted to marry them, but was troubled, not knowing who to choose among them. All 4 had even promised, no matter whom I chose, they would all be good to each other, absolutely not affecting sisterly affection. But now, how could I ignore the 4 of, and them to choose someone else? All this time, I had been saying I already had a wife. Turns out everything I said was true. From a month ago, I had started planning to leave them. Jiang Yu only now reacted. Big sister, Jiang Chen isn't really going to abandon us to marry someone else. Today, that woman really is Gu Qinghan. Jiang Wanru, coming down from the resort, had already had someone retrieve today's livestream footage. Such a scene only the military could do. Moreover, the person who could treat the 4 of them so rudely, completely unafraid of consequences, that woman could only be Gu Qinghan. Jiang Wanru silently nodded. Everyone's expressions immediately became extremely difficult. If it were someone else, they had 100% confidence they could steal me from that person's hands. But if it was Gu Qinghan, then things became extremely difficult. Everyone felt stifled inside, not knowing how to release it. In contrast, Song Jinian beside was very happy. If Jiang Chen really got married, then there would be no one competing for these 4 with him anymore. Although today's wedding was ruined, but in the future, The five of them would live together under one roof. He didn't believe they couldn't cultivate feelings. By then, he could casually choose one from the four to marry. He could settle down in Haicheng. Thinking of this, inside he was extremely smug, but outwardly showed grievance. Xiao Chen clearly knows. All the sisters grew up in this mansion. Why sell the mansion? The people hearing Song Jinian's words, their faces darkened even more. I not only abandoned them, but also threw away their feelings and memories of many years. Anyway, the most urgent matter now was to keep this mansion. The person had gone, at least the possessions must remain to give them something to remember. Jiang Wanru immediately called her assistant to buy back this mansion. The assistant hesitated for a moment before awkwardly speaking, "Sister, the money in the account is not enough." Jiang Wanru frowned. "Why is the money not enough? Is there a problem with the company?" The assistant's voice somewhat stammering. Sister, the company has no problems. It's that you no longer have the right to use company money. The chairman has canceled your privileges. The money in your personal account is not enough to buy this mansion." The night silent without a sound. The voice over the phone sounded especially loud. The people around all heard. If grandfather also intervened, then my wedding. Grandfather certainly knew. The four of them were originally chosen by grandfather, raised to adulthood, to be fiancés for me. Now this matter had no hope. Jiang Qianqian stepped out, patted big sister's shoulder. "Big sister, I still have some savings. See if combined it's enough." Second sister also chimed in. "Count my money too." Jiang Yue also hurriedly said, "Prize money from the competition I've been saving." Big sister, just take it. The mansion located in the center of Haicheng, worth tens of billions. The four had never thought there would come a day when they would be so troubled, needing to pool together to have enough money to buy the mansion. For a moment, all were silent. When Song Jinian heard these things, his expression also changed momentarily, but thinking again. Jiang Wanru was a top financial expert. Second sister was a world-class doctor. Third sister was also a movie queen. Fourth sister was a top professional racer. Even without the support of the Jiang family, these people could still live very well. Moreover, he had also gotten used to living in this mansion. Other houses were all old and small. He completely didn't bother to look. He also cautiously spoke up, "Big sister, I also have a little." Before he could finish, he was directly interrupted by Jiang Yue. "How much money do you even have?" Jiang Yue, seeing Song Jinian's aggrieved expression, also realized her words were inappropriate and spoke again. "I didn't mean anything else. This mansion has nothing to do with you. You don't need to contribute money." These words not only didn't comfort Song Jinian, but made his expression worse. However, now everyone's minds weren't on him, so naturally didn't notice. Song Jinian being cold-shouldered. Of course, he felt uncomfortable inside. If it were before, a small emotional change of his, they would all notice. Just a slight feeling of grievance, all of them would feel distressed and hurry to care. Why now that I just left? Everything changed. Jiang Wanru pulled everyone's money, called her assistant to buy back the mansion. After hanging up, she said to everyone, "I still have some stocks and investment funds. When I transfer the money out, I will return the money to you all." She was the big sister, of course couldn't let her younger sisters suffer losses. Although they had no blood relation, over the years they had gone through many storms together, supporting each other, had considered each other as family. Second sister pushed her glasses. "Big sister, our money is enough to live on. Your investments can't be rushed. Consider this money as us depositing with you. When we really need money, well, come take it." The other two also nodded in agreement. "Yes, big sister, we're not in a hurry, as long as we buy back the mansion. It's fine. After all, this is our home." Mentioning the word home, everyone's eyes felt stinging. It was grandfather who gave them a home. Previously, they lived here, going through many happy moments with me. The assistant worked very quickly. In less than 10 minutes completed the transaction. Sent a new password for the main gate. When everyone just opened the door and entered, all were secretly relieved. At least they had kept the memories between them. They didn't care about Song Jinian standing behind, going to my room by themselves. At this moment, everyone discovered many places in the mansion were empty. My room, apart from furniture, had nothing left. I had been so decisive. They had to accept the fact that I had left. Everyone opened their phones, wanting to send messages to me, but what they received were red exclamation marks. Jiang Yue felt like a worm biting her heart, but she couldn't express the exact feeling, just felt irritated. How could he be like this? Blocking all of us. More than a decade of affection. He doesn't care anymore? Second sister stared at the phone chat window. Her messages with me stopped a month ago. Almost every message was her apology, and my responses, always telling her to give things to Song Jinian. She suddenly felt defeated, exhausted, sitting on the bed. Have we all been wrong? Since Jinian came, we made him yield everything to Jinian, but these things originally belonged to him. Some people only know to cherish after losing. Everyone looked at their phones, checking messages with me, only now realizing how many hurtful things they had done before. I was originally the little prince they loved most. Later, why did it change? Just at this moment, Song Jinian came, curling himself up, pitiful tone. Third sister, can you sleep with me? The mansion is too empty. I am so scared. Jiang Qianshan looked at the person in front of her. In her eyes, no longer the sympathy like before. Cold tone. If you're scared, then turn on the lights. Why come to me? Song Jinian, hearing this, immediately stood stunned. Previously, if he was afraid, everyone would compete to comfort him to sleep. Now no one even bothered to lift their heads to look at him. In an instant, his tears fell, choked saying, "I am really scared." The people seeing his pitiful appearance finally still felt a bit of reluctance. Jiang Yu directly stepped forward. "Come on, ill, go with you." Everyone stayed up all night, all thinking of ways to find me back. Now that I was no longer in this house, everyone felt it was empty. This house contained too many memories. From when I was 10 until I graduated university. Sweet memories, bitter ones, all past memories surged in their hearts. I slept very soundly. This was the best sleep since I was reborn. Zhu Qinghan had helped me escape from those people. Last night, I no longer had nightmares. When I woke up, it was almost noon. Zhu Qinghan brought lunch back for me during lunch break. The food in the canteen is bland. I am afraid you're not used to it. Ask someone to bring from outside spicy chicken and spicy stewed meat. Try it. I had smelled the aroma early on. Since childhood, I had been someone who no spice, no joy. These two dishes suited my taste perfectly. Seeing me eating happily, Zhu Qinghan's cold face also showed a hint of smile. "Eat slowly. No one will fight with you." She handed me a glass of water. "I am off this afternoon." "Well, go to the Gu family nursing home to visit grandfather." I nodded in agreement. In my previous life, I was imprisoned by Jiang Wanru and the others before grandfather passed away. I couldn't see him one last time. This had always been the biggest regret in my heart. When grandfather was young, he established many military achievements. In his old age, his body ached from old wounds, but his physical condition was still good. In my previous life, not long after this, grandfather suddenly died of a heart attack. This life, I must take grandfather for a thorough examination to avoid the tragedy repeating. When going out, Zhu Qinghan's soft hand held mine. Her hand was very soft, but there was something making my hand itch. My heart also itched. The two walked among a row of phoenix trees, gentle sunlight falling on both, stretching the slender shadows of both. Perhaps peaceful life is like this. Brother-in-law. Suddenly, on the road, several of Gu Qinghan's new recruits all called me brother-in-law. My face immediately flushed, softly replying, "Hello all," then somewhat embarrassedly hid behind Gu Qinghan. While Gu Qinghan, when training them, was always cold. Not like now being happy and pleasant with them. Each brother-in-law made me want to disappear. But Gu Qinghan listened very happily. The road from the family area to the Gu family nursing home wasn't long, but we seemed to walk for a long time, face flushed. When seeing grandfather, I directly ran to hug him lying on the bed. Immediately tears welled in my eyes. "Grandfather, I've missed you so much." The old man, though lying in a sickbed, still exuded dignity, but was moved by my choking voice. He patted my back. "All right, Xiao Chen. How are you already an adult, yet still crying?" I lingered, unwilling to get up. Zhu Qinghan immediately stepped forward, held my hand, gently comforting me. "Xiao Chen just misses grandfather too much." Seeing Zhu Qinghan lovingly sheltering me beside, grandfather smiled with satisfaction. "You've joined the military. In the future can meet frequently. If Qinghan bullies you, just tell grandfather. Grandfather will help you discipline her." Yu Qinghan tilted her head looking towards the person beside, eyes carrying a gentle smile. "Grandfather, rest assured, I absolutely won't bully Xiao Chen." Good grandfather in bed nodded repeatedly. Towards Gu Qinghan, this granddaughter-in-law, he was extremely satisfied. I seemed to remember something, stepping forward to ask, "Grandfather, have you been feeling heart discomfort lately?" The old man shook his head. "The heart has no discomfort at all. I am in the rehabilitation department, all old wounds aching. Heart doesn't feel uncomfortable." Although grandfather said so, I remembered my previous life. Grandfather had died suddenly from heart disease, still taking him for a checkup. I held the test results in hand, heart function completely normal, feeling strange inside. If grandfather's heart function was normal, why did he die suddenly from heart disease? At the mansion in Haicheng, the 4 foster sisters had been looking for me for a week, but had no news, as if I had suddenly disappeared. They frantically recalled the words I had said. In the past month, the useful information received was only grade, one sentence: "I will marry Gu Qinghan." In previous years, New Year was always celebrated together. Now, without me there, everyone was depressed. Second sister couldn't bear this atmosphere. She suddenly remembered I had been hospitalized for a few days. The VIP rooms in the hospital all had surveillance cameras. Maybe they could find some clues. Second sister picked up her bag directly going out, just leaving one sentence for the other 3. "I am going to check." And the cameras in the hospital room where Xiao Chen stayed before. See if we can find anything. Song Jinian these days, because of the 4's coldness, was already aggrieved. Now everyone directly ignored him. He felt even more aggrieved, tearfully saying, "Big sister, third sister, fourth sister, these buns I wrapped with my own hands. Please eat some." Usually, the 3 seeing him like this would certainly come comfort him. But now there was only an indescribable irritation. Jiang Wanru didn't even look at him once, coldly saying, "I am also going to the hospital to check the cameras." The others all wanted to go out. Song Jinian, hearing this, suddenly panicked. That day he had provoked me in the hospital and revealed the truth about the drug. If the 4 of them saw it, he would be completely finished. He tried to stop them, but was too late. Everyone watched the hospital surveillance video, saw his provocative, arrogant appearance, angrily returning, intending to question him. Before they could explode, he directly knelt before the four. I am sorry. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have received your love, and deliberately showed off in front of Xiao Chen. You can punish me however you want. Everyone, after seeing his true arrogant and wild face, looking back at this crying appearance, really felt disgusted. Jiang Wanru, with the most rigorous thinking, ignored his words and questioned, in the surveillance film, you said you harmed Jiang Chen. That means, at that time, the love incense in the restroom was really burned by you. No one falsely accused you, right? Song Jinian completely didn't expect Jiang Wanru would remember such a thing for so long. He immediately broke out in cold sweat, his whole body trembling. Everyone's expressions simultaneously changed. They didn't expect the beautiful young man they wholeheartedly protected was actually a poisonous snake, originally had a vicious heart. Jiang Yu and I were closest in age. Initially was the one who protected me most, but later, under Song Jinian's instigation and pretending to be pitiful, gradually her heart leaned. She didn't know how many times before were all his deliberate false accusations against me. Thinking of this, her heart immediately turned cold. Without this surveillance video, perhaps now everyone would still suspect. That night, I was creating a diversion. Everyone's faces turned pale. Song Jinian so frightened he rolled on the ground. He almost desperately begged. I didn't do anything. I was falsely accused. Can you all believe me? Xiao Chen sponsored me to study. Helped me so much. How could I harm him? He tried to squeeze out tears, but didn't move anyone's heart. Second sister, originally gentle with him, now also ice-cold voice. Big sister, he's no longer suitable to work in the group. Fire him. Song Jinian, kneeling, crawled over, intending to pull second sister's pant leg, but was pushed away. He continuously kowtowed, begging, Big sister, second sister, please don't fire me. If I lose this job, I can only go back to my hometown, at that time alone. I don't know how I'll be bullied by villagers. Please have mercy on me. The four, hearing him say this, were not moved at all. Jiang Yu directly stepped forward, grabbing his chin. I protected you like this. You, this man with a vicious heart. How many times harmed Xiao Chen, making us spin like tops. Very happy, very accomplished feeling, right? You should get lost back to your mountains, sold to an old widow. Tomorrow I'll take you back. Song Jinian, hearing this, completely panicked. Fourth sister, I beg you, don't treat me like this. Just don't take me back. I'll do anything. Please, don't drive me away. Jiang Yu, with one hand, threw him away. Don't call me fourth sister. I don't have such a vicious-hearted brother like you. Song Jinian, continuously begging, saying meaningless words, repeating, gradually becoming perfunctory, dragging time, waiting for an opportunity. Jiang Wanru was the first to react. She felt her body getting hot, wanted to leave, but her legs turned soft. In her eyes for the first time appeared the cruelty when staring at Song Jinian, word by word. You burned love incense here. The others, hearing this, also gradually reacted, bodies showing different signs of heat. Jiang Qianqian even directly pulled down her collar, full chest exposed. The corner of Song Jinian's mouth revealed a smile. That's right. I've figured it out. I just need to make you all pregnant with my child. I will naturally stay here. From when the four went to the hospital to watch the camera, he had already thought of this plan. Initially, he thought, as long as the five lived together under one roof, he would touch one of their hearts, then register marriage and stay. But over the days, he saw them looking for me by any means, completely ignoring him, then knew that wasn't possible. So why not make them pregnant with his child? After all, children born out of wedlock also had inheritance rights. By then, he could still be a wealthy person. Jiang Yu, hearing his words, angrily scolded, What are you to deserve having children with us? You're not worth even one toe of Xiao Chen. Hearing this, Song Jinian instead laughed louder. What is Jiang Chen worth? He just relies on having a good family background. If he were like me, born in that suffering mountain area, parents died early, every day watched by old widows in the village, I'm not sure he could leave the mountains like me. If I had a background like him, absolutely. Wouldn't be like now. Jiang Qianqian directly mocked. Have you forgotten who sponsored your high school and university tuition? Without Xiao Chen, you basically couldn't leave the mountains. She spoke, due to the drug effect, constantly breathing heavily. Her usually gentle voice became more seductive. Among everyone, Song Jinian had really been moved by Jiang Qianqian. If she bore his child, he would be very happy. He had used preventive drugs, more sober than the four in the room. Song Jinian crawled to Jiang Qianqian's side, pulled down her collar, his fingers circling on her body. Jiang Qianqian, looking at the person before her, first reaction was to push away, but under the drug's effect, she still moaned softly. Song Jinian's actions clearly aroused desire, her body constantly burning, and Song Jinian was provoking beside her. All her reason immediately burned away, until dawn. This madness finally ended. After that time, Song Jinian was imprisoned by them. Having soiled himself, don't blame them for being cruel. They had used all 108 positions with him, using silver chains to bind his feet, not letting him escape. Very soon, 3 months passed. They still hadn't received any news about me, but they knew grandfather had been discharged. They called grandfather, hoping to visit me, directly apologized to me. When grandfather answered the call, coincidentally, I was beside him. I didn't need to think before refusing. No need to visit me. I am fine. You all just live well. These 4 people initially were personally chosen by him from the orphanage, raised like his own granddaughters for many years. After all, there was some affection. Now the situation outside, he also somewhat understood. He had demoted Jiang Wanru to a Trashan, very small subsidiary company of the group. Their people didn't treat her well. The business world was like that. When she was proud, crowds surrounded her. When fallen, everyone stayed away. Jiang Qianqian also, because of no more investment from behind, lost many resources. The entertainment company also no longer gave her face. Commercial activities all reduced. The entertainment industry was like that, lifting high, dropping low. The other 2 he didn't know, but their quality of life certainly couldn't compare to before if they hadn't done wrong. Not only wouldn't have fallen into this situation, but could have continued developing. But they were wrong in touching his boundary. I was his only grandson. He trained them so that when he was old, they could protect me. But they not only didn't protect me, but helped outsiders bully me. This was something he absolutely couldn't tolerate. I sat down, massaging grandfather's legs, asking softly, "Grandfather, Qing Han has taken a month off. We need to go back to register marriage. Do you want to come back with us?" The old man nodded. "Of course must go back with you all, this time returning. Parents from both sides certainly must meet officially, have a meal together." Although he knew women of the Gu family were traditionally faithful, he still had to personally go, to be a support for his grandson. Moreover, those girls were still in Heicheng. After returning, still need to keep an eye, to prevent Xiao Chen from being bullied by them. Ji Yu Qinghan finished training that night and returned to the apartment. When she returned, I was already asleep. She gently pulled the blanket, arms embracing me from behind. Just as she placed them on my waist, I woke up, warm breath blowing into the hollow of my neck. "Did I wake you?" I shook my head, turning to face her. I wasn't sleeping deeply. I just feel this return trip will have something happen. In my previous life at this time, grandfather had already passed away. This life, although grandfather's health indicators were all good, I still felt a bit uneasy. Ju Qinghan noticed my uneasiness, hugged me tightly. "Don't worry. I'll handle everything." When Ju Qinghan spoke, her voice gentle yet firm, really making people feel at ease, I let her embrace me, no longer thinking about anything else. Closed my eyes and relaxed. Fell asleep. Gu Qinghan looking at the person sleeping beside. She would protect me for life, not let me be hurt again. The next day, both woke up very early, with grandfather taking a helicopter to Heicheng. After arriving in Heicheng, the first thing we did was go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to register marriage. Looking at the red book in front of us, both couldn't help smiling. Ju Qinghan tiptoed to lightly kiss the corner of my mouth. After proposing 88 times, I've finally registered with the person I like. Over the past 3 months, the 2 falling in love after marriage, feelings gradually became passionate. Initially, I had felt her intense love. I was a bit curious. Clearly before that the time the 2 spent together was very limited. How could her feelings be so deep? Speaking of proposing 88 times, previously, I had never asked. But today, I really couldn't hold back anymore. I looked up at Gu Qinghan. "Can I ask you something?" Gu Qinghan hugged me, gently rubbing my chin. "Go ahead and ask. What I know, I will tell you." I wanted to ask. Previously, we didn't have many points of connection. Why did you propose to me 88 times? Weren't you afraid that I actually am completely different from what you saw? My nature, actually very arrogant, stubborn. Ju Qinghan didn't answer immediately, but looked at me with affectionate eyes, then leaned to my ear whispering, "Try to think, did we really not have any connection?" This question made me a bit confused. Did we have a deep connection before? Gu Qinghan's face was so outstanding. How could I not have an impression? Both my eyebrows furrowed. Besides Gu Qinghan confessing, where else had I met her? I really couldn't remember. I raised my eyes looking at the person in front, muttering, "Besides, when you confessed to me, did we meet elsewhere? Are you not deceiving me?" I searched all previous memories, confirming that besides confessions, there were no other impressions. Seriously suspecting Gu Qinghan was teasing me. Ju Qinghan smiled, shaking her head, not knowing what to do with the person in her arms. "Actually, I am deceiving you. I just saw your beauty and fell for you. So persistently proposed marriage." This answer was even more unreasonable than before. I certainly didn't believe it. I pushed the person in front away, pouting, saying, "If you don't want to say, then forget it." Ju Qinghan held my hand, pulled me back into her arms, gently comforting. "It's just that our first meeting wasn't too beautiful. At that time you were 10 years old. Should have been the most innocent, happy age. But that very year, your parents had an accident. Both passed away. Grandfather gray-haired, sending off black-haired people, aged a lot. And you at 10 had a severe fever. Almost lost half your life. I met you at that time. At that time, I was diagnosed with a rare disease. Both ears temporarily deaf. In my most difficult period, you appeared, although you were still having a fever. But every day came to my hospital room, telling me stories. I couldn't hear, so you drew them. My small notebook full of stories. Also thanks to your encouragement, I gradually escaped the darkness. After recovery, I originally wanted to say a proper goodbye, but family urgently arranged for me to study abroad. Even a goodbye wasn't possible. My eyes moistened. "So that little girl was you," Gu Qinghan said. "During that time, grandfather was busy handling family matters. No one was at the hospital with me. Every day, I faced 2 bodyguards. At that time, I was still young, completely didn't understand the true meaning of death. Just knew from then on no more parents. I was in the hospital, always alone. No friends to play with, no relatives either. Ju Qinghan was the same. She was the light during that period for me because she was beside me. My illness gradually improved. After Gu Qinghan left, I again inexplicably had a high fever. Also because of this fever, my already vague memory became even more vague. So I didn't immediately recognize Gu Qinghan was that little girl. Ju Qinghan wiped my tears, gently comforting. Don't cry anymore. Later we still need to go home for dinner. If grandfather sees hell, say I am bullying you. I laughed. I'll tell grandfather. Say at 10 years old. There was a little girl who bullied me, making me draw comics for her every day. Ju Qinghan helplessly shook her head, eyes full of smiles. Her husband still needed to be pampered by her. And then what should I do so you won't be angry anymore? Gu Qinghan proposed 88 times before succeeding. She valued more than anyone. No matter what, she would never let go. The two families had agreed to have dinner together. Grandfather had already changed clothes. Both families attached great importance to this meeting. As soon as we entered the private room, Ju Qinghan's parents immediately took my hands, stuffing me 2 red envelopes and a black gold card. Xiao Chen, this is to celebrate your marriage registration with Qinghan. In the future, want to buy anything, just buy it. Don't save for Qinghan. After speaking, they took out several real estate documents, placing them in my hands. The previous meeting was too rushed. These things didn't have time to show you. Whichever house you like, take it as your new home. Although I didn't lack these things, the feeling of being valued felt good. I could feel the genuine love in their eyes. Ju Qinghan also smiled. Accept it. This is what parents prepared specifically for us. I nodded, smiling, looking at the 2 elders. Thank you, Mom and Dad. The 2 hearing my words, eyes shining with joy. We toasted grandfather. The elder has raised Xiao Chen very well. Being able to marry Xiao Chen is the blessing of our Qinghan. The old man happily drained his wine. Xiao Chen marrying Qinghan. I am also at ease. One could see. All 3 were very satisfied with this marriage. At the dining table, all the elders put food in my bowl. My bowl piled into a small mountain, but I couldn't bear to refuse their kindness, so ate it all. Gu Qinghan beside also paid attention, secretly sharing a lot with me. But in the end, the amount of meat in my stomach was still a lot, to the extent that later when seeing meat in the bowl, I felt a bit nauseous. Gu Qinghan also ate quite a bit, eating until the end, also feeling a bit nauseous. This reaction of hers stirred up waves. Gu Qinghan's mother, seeing this, eyes lit up. Qinghan's reaction isn't because of something happening, right? One sentence made my face immediately red. Ju Qinghan and I indeed have been living together, but I really hadn't thought much about it. After finishing eating, the elders from both families advised for Gu Qinghan to go to the hospital for a checkup tomorrow. Both nodded in agreement. Compared to the joy on this side, on the other side in the mansion was a different scene. Song Jinian every day was tortured by the 4 people. He had long regretted his previous actions, continuously begging for forgiveness, but no one forgave him. Previously in this luxurious mansion, he lived like a real young master, being pampered, now becoming a toy of the 4 people, lying on the ground, crying sincere tears. Outside there was sunshine, but Song Jinian seemed unable to see light. He had risked his life to escape the mountains, studied to university, then tried his best to win my favor, making me pity him, bringing him to the mansion, under his step-by-step instigation and provocation, finally making the 4 foster sisters pamper him. He didn't understand the things he had struggled to obtain. Why, when I just left, everything changed. Now he had completely fallen to the dust, like a beautiful dream completely shattered. Now he became the ugly duckling again, but he wasn't convinced. Why was I arrogant and proud? Not only being pampered by the 4, now also marrying into the most powerful family in Haicheng, just because I had a good background? In terms of ability, where was he inferior to me? He wasn't resigned. He wanted to try one last time. For 3 consecutive months, all 4 brought alcohol into Song Jinian's room. They frantically searched for me outside, but after losing their privileges, facing the noble families, they became ordinary again. The anger in their hearts, all vented on Song Jinian. That night, they as usual walked into his room. He directly knelt on the ground. Big sister, second sister, third sister, fourth sister. I know I was wrong. I was really wrong. I shouldn't have harmed Jiang Chen. Also shouldn't have dreamed of having you all. I was really wrong. Please forgive me. He continuously cried out, begging for forgiveness. But the 4 still weren't moved. Jiang Qianxian coldly said, stop your act. We won't be deceived by you anymore. Jiang Yu even directly approached, grabbing his chin. You think making yourself so miserable, we will forgive you? Do you know how miserably, if you've harmed us? Not only losing Xiao Chen, also losing the CEO position of the group. These days, big sister in that small company is looked down upon everywhere. Second sister even betrayed by people in the industry. If it were before, even with 10 more guts, they wouldn't dare do this. You've destroyed everything. Tell me, what reason do we have to forgive you? Unexpectedly, Song Jinian changed his fawning attitude, directly fiercely bit Jiang Yue once. Jiang Yu's hand immediately was bitten, bleeding, even leaving very deep teeth marks. She immediately slapped Song Jinian. You dare bite me? Song Jinian was slapped until dazed, face pale, like a ghost. spitting out a mouthful of blood. He raised his head looking at the four people in front, eyes revealing a mocking smile. You all high and mighty, in your bones aren't you as lowly as me? To climb high, working hard to please Jiang Chen. One sentence from Song Jinian immediately triggered everyone's anger. Jiang Yu angry to her brain. What nonsense are you saying? Talk nonsense again, I'll kill you. Second, sister also changed her previous elegant appearance, saying very harsh words. Not everyone is like you, greedy for money, not knowing how to speak. I don't mind sewing your mouth shut, so you can never open it again. Even the usually silent Jiang Wanro spoke up. Our more than 10 years of feelings with Xiao Chen. Not your turn to smear here. When everyone was talking, voice several degrees higher than normal. When people feel insecure, they often show this reaction. Song Jinian's words had aroused the deepest secret in their hearts. Initially, when they came from the orphanage to this family, indeed had tried to please me, giving in to me, indulging me, just hoping I would be happy, because they knew, as long as I was happy, they could stay here forever. Not having to return to the orphanage, Jiang Wanru would have better educational resources, could attend a good university. The rest could have better living conditions and environment. No worries about food. Also could pursue what they wanted. Grandfather told them, in the future, I would choose one of them as wife. They knew in their hearts, only the chosen one could possess everything forever. From then on, they all pampered me like a fiancé, watching the boy from before, gradually becoming a handsome young man. In the daily process of living together, they gradually all had feelings, just that no one showed it too clearly, because they didn't want to make the other three uncomfortable. They had promised each other, no matter whom I chose, they wouldn't turn against each other, would still be good sisters. Song Jinian with his vicious heart. How could he understand their feelings? The man in front, not at all deterred by their words, instead, laughed even more fiercely. He curled his lips, continuing to mock. Is that so? Without Jiang Chen, would there be you all today? You are like me, all orphans, no relatives to pamper and love, all just the lowliest. Jiang Yue directly slapped him once. I'll let you know exactly who was lowly. If it were before, Song Jinian would have early begged to dodge, but today he actively received it, eyes looking directly at Jiang Yu. Yes, I am lowly, but you all very likely are pregnant with my child. Then your children are also bastards. Everyone hearing this sentence was shocked. The fierceness in Jiang Yu's eyes also reduced by several degrees. The room suddenly fell into silence. The four looked at each other, face to face. Finally, Big Sister spoke. Tomorrow we will go to the hospital for a checkup. You better not have bad intentions. Song Jinian had one correct saying. They were all orphans. From childhood, no one loved them. When other children had parents and relatives pampering them, they were still worrying about a meal. After entering the orphanage, they tried to fit in, did many things to please the director. That way they could receive an extra candy, would carefully make friends with the children around. But later, their friends would also be adopted one after another, around them changing from batch to batch of people. Deep in their hearts, they were all lonely. If they were really pregnant, they would keep this child, no matter whose child it was. That would be their relative. Song Jinian said so much, just waiting for them to take him to the hospital. In the mansion, the four guarded strictly. He had no chance to escape. At the hospital, with many people, many eyes, he would have more opportunities to escape. That night, the four didn't trouble Song Jinian anymore. This was the first time in 3 months Song Jinian could sleep at night. But this sleep wasn't comfortable. His dreams were fragmented, and the dreams all were the four tormenting him. These days, he lived like in hell, body and spirit, both suffering torment. The sky hadn't brightened when he woke up. Really couldn't sleep. He wholeheartedly hoped to escape this prison. The next day, all four canceled their work, taking Song Jinian for a checkup. No matter where they went, everyone watched him closely. Initially, Song Jinian thought when they did private examinations, he could avoid them, find an opportunity to escape. But second, sister used her identity as a doctor. For any examination, she took him along, not giving him any space to escape. Song Jinian's eyes, which had brightened, darkened again. Must he really live like this for life? Being imprisoned as a toy for these people. How is it different from being sold to an old widow in the mountains? In his eyes once again stained with despair. At the Jiyu family mansion, I slept until naturally waking up. Jiyu Qinghan stood by the bedside, bending down to kiss my forehead. Hungry, right? Let's eat something, then go to the hospital. I've asked the doctor. If just checking for pregnancy, no need to fast. I wrapped my arms around her neck, could still clearly see her cheeks slightly red. I moved close to her ear, softly saying, I don't have strength, can't get up. Before I finished, I was pulled up by Gu Qinghan. I exclaimed, hurriedly holding onto her shoulders. Just as the two went out the door, were caught by grandfather returning from exercise. Grandfather's voice came from beside me. Xiao Chen, already so grown, at home, still sticking to wife. What dignified image is there? Quickly let go. I heard grandfather speaking, directly red-faced with embarrassment, hugging Gu Qinghan tightly. I struggled, wanting to let go, but Gu Qinghan hugged me tighter. Beside came the woman's serious voice. Grandfather, when you agreed to let me pursue Xiao Chen, wasn't it because after marriage, you believed I would certainly pamper him, protect him? Now, he just woke up, not fully awake, walking without strength. I support him as natural. My hands secretly pinched her back, but she spoke even more enthusiastically. Grandfather, have you eaten breakfast? Do you want to eat with us? Grandfather waved his hand, letting the two go downstairs. I was pulled downstairs by her, couldn't help complaining, but my voice carried some affection. Next time, don't be like this in front of grandfather. Ju Qinghan gently said in my ear. It's fine. Didn't you see? Grandfather's face was full of satisfied smiles. The two finished breakfast. Before departing from home to the hospital, Ju Qinghan was going to use the special entrance. I stopped her. We're not in a hurry. We should still go to the obstetrics department in Q. No need for special arrangements. She nodded. Okay, husband. The two took a number, directly going to the obstetrics department to Q. I couldn't have expected to meet the four sisters and Song Jinian here. Big sister Jiang Wenru, serious face sitting on the long bench at the door, the others surrounding Song Jinian. Second sister, standing opposite the hallway door. As soon as I entered, saw me. Xiao Chen. A surprise call from second sister drew everyone's eyes towards me. Big sister Jiang Wenru even stood up. Everyone's eyes looking at me were complicated. There was joy, expectation, also unease and awkwardness. Jiang Yu directly walked towards me, when 3 steps away from me was blocked by Gu Qinghan. She, as if not seeing Gu Qinghan's pale face, directly looked past Gu Qinghan towards me, changing her previous attitude. Voice full of gentleness and grievance. Xiao Chen, where have you been these 3 months? Do you know how long we've been looking for you? Second sister also came over. Xiao Chen, don't be angry anymore. We all miss you very much. Come home with me? And Jiang Qianshan directly approached, intending to pull me, was pushed away by Gu Qinghan with one hand. The famous movie queen had never been treated like this. Immediately, her face turned difficult. She emotionally shouted, Gu Qinghan, what qualifications do you have to stop me? The affection of so many years between us and Xiao Chen. Not an outsider like you can compare. The eyes usually cold of Gu Qinghan became even colder. First, I am not an outsider. I am Xiao Chen's legal wife. Second, you all seem still entangled with Song Jinian. Where do you get the qualification to question me? After speaking, Gu Qinghan wiped her finger, as if disgusted because this hand had just touched Jiang Qianqian. The 3 hearing Song Jinian's name all hesitated. We're just taking Song Jinian for a medical examination. No other relationship. Gu Qinghan coldly glanced at them, mouth emitting a contemptuous sound. Medical examination in the obstetrics department, coming for pregnancy testing. The small thoughts of everyone were exposed by Gu Qinghan on the spot. Their momentum involuntarily lowered, while I always stood quietly behind Gu Qinghan. When seeing Song Jinian, also frowned. In just 3 short months, Song Jinian had thinned beyond recognition, curled up. His whole body only gave people the feeling of 2 words. Despair. This state of Song Jinian, I knew too well. In my previous life, when I was imprisoned and tortured by the 4 sisters, was also in this state. The people in front still said they missed me, talked about the affection between us, wanting to take me back, to make me their toy again. Thinking of this, I felt nauseous. I leaned against the wall, started vomiting by the trash can. Gu Qinghan immediately caringly patted my back, asking softly, what's wrong? Not feeling well? The 4 sisters also hurriedly came over. Second sister, seeing me like this, frowned. Xiao Chen, what's wrong with you? Taking advantage of these 4 people's attention, all focusing on me, Song Jinian sneaked away from the hospital. I vomited for a while. Before easing, I coldly looked at the people in Everset. Front, expression always distant. What's wrong with me? What business is it of yours? You came here? Looks like among you, someone is pregnant with Song Jinian's child. I don't know which one of you is planning to marry Song Jinian. The 4 hearing this, expressions immediately changed. Jiang Qianqian looking at me, deeply spoke. Xiao Chen, from beginning to end we only had you in our hearts. Will not marry Song Jinian. Moreover, today we brought him here. Also, not for pregnancy testing. Just as she finished, the nurse's voice came. Test report for Song Jinian's wife is ready. Currently 8 weeks pregnant. The nurse's voice, like several slaps to Jiang Qianqian's face, but her acting was originally very good. Just flustered for a moment, then immediately covered it up. Who knew we really are pregnant? These days we were busy looking for you. Didn't pay attention to see if he had a girlfriend. Jinian, such a big matter, why didn't you tell us? She turned her head intending to signal Song Jinian to cooperate, but found the hallway no longer had Song Jinian's figure. Where is Song Jinian? The 4 looked at each other, eyes all ferocious. But in front of me, couldn't conveniently show it. Jiang Wenru still hadn't spoken. Also stepped forward to explain to me. Xiao Chen. We saw Song Jinian alone in Haicheng. Lonely and miserable. Just cared for him a bit. Enough. You 4 don't need to explain these things to me. Since the day I married Qinghan, we no longer have any relationship. I remember I said, we completely cut ties, don't come bother me anymore. My eyes looking at them exuded coldness, like looking at people unrelated. Everyone hearing these words was stunned. They didn't expect I would be so heartless. Jiang Qianqian's eyes full of disappointment. More than 10 years of feelings. How can you let go so easily? I looked at them like this, just found it funny. Since you all protected Song Jinian everywhere, continuously hurting me for him, the affection between us had already ended. The things you did, need I repeat them again? The expressions of all 4 were extremely difficult. At that time, because of Song Jinian, they had said so many harsh words to me. They knew well. The person with the most poisonous words was Jiang Yu. Now she admitted fault the quickest. Xiao Chen, it's all our fault. At that time, we were deceived by Song Jinian. Didn't see his true nature. Now we know what kind of person he is. Really regret it. Give us one chance. Let us make it up to you. Please? Second sister used her gentlest voice to persuade. Xiao Chen, I know you have feelings for us all. You to protect my hands ordered. Every day shipping the freshest milk from New Zealand. For me to soak my hands. Have you forgotten all these things? I haven't forgotten. I remember very clearly. In my previous life, I died at these hands. Now the owner of these hands comes to talk about affection with me. Really funny to the extreme. Jiang Wanru, usually proud, now also lowered her head. Xiao Chen, as long as you forgive us, make us do anything you want. I really couldn't stand their disturbance. The mood of the whole morning was destroyed. I was really a bit tired. Ju Qinghan from behind supported me. She held my hand, coldly looking at the people. Xiao Chen has already said very clearly, doesn't want you all to bother him anymore. You all should understand clearly what you are. To have today's position. Hei Cheng is not your territory. Before doing anything, best weigh yourself how heavy you are. After speaking, she snapped her fingers and, quote, a row of uniformed bodyguards appeared, throwing them out of the hospital. From now on, don't let them appear before Xiao Chen again. I also nodded. Qinghan's meaning is also my meaning. The four all couldn't believe, struggling desperately. Eyes red. Xiao Chen, are you really so heartless? Want to cut ties with us? Give us one more chance. Let's go back to the beginning. Good. Like before? Okay. No matter what they said. I wasn't moved at all. I resolutely refused. No. We are already over. From now on separate ways. No more relationship. Xiao Chen, our more than 10 years of feelings? How can you be so heartless? Don't regret today's decision. Ju Qinghan waved her hand. Directly had the bodyguards take people out. I won't regret it. I'll only rejoice. Rejoice that I've left you all. After they left, the hallway immediately became much quieter. Gu Qinghan then took me into the examination room for the checkup. The two, sitting together on the hospital bench waiting for results, Gu Qinghan nervously rubbing her fingers, face usually cold. Now, also, because of nervousness, slightly frowning. I reached out to smooth her eyebrows, joking, why so nervous? Yesterday when grandfather and they suggested going for a checkup, weren't you very calm? Ju Qinghan raised her eyes looking at me. Yesterday was pretending okay, thinking about you and me having a child. I couldn't contain the joy and excitement in my heart, but afraid of failure making you disappointed, so always didn't show it. I used my finger to poke her face. Are you silly? Even if not pregnant, won't there still be many opportunities in the future? Ju Qinghan hearing me say this, also no longer nervous. When looking at me, eyes full of deep feelings, also carrying some possessiveness, she lowered her voice saying in my ear, that's right, many opportunities in the future. 1 hour later, the final results were in. Ju Qinghan held the report paper looking over and over, confirming many times it was positive. In that moment, her serious face broke into a smile, corner of her mouth curling up. She happily hugged me tightly. Xiao Chen, we have a child. I know. Quickly, let me go. Yu Qinghan's voice resounding. The whole hallway knew we were having a child. People passing by all congratulated her. Just as she let me go, the phone rang. It was her mother calling. Qinghan, quickly come to the Jiang Group building to see. Someone is causing trouble. Xiao Chen's grandfather is still there. Don't let him get agitated. After hanging up, her eyebrows furrowed, my heart also inexplicably uneasy, eyelids twitching continuously. I hurriedly asked, what's wrong? Qinghan, what happened? Someone is causing trouble at the Jiang Group building. I am going to see. You will call someone to take you back first. You wait for me at home. Yu Qinghan said, then was about to call someone to take me away. I immediately stopped her. Is grandfather there too? She was silent for a moment, nodded. I resolutely said, I must go with you. I am worried something will happen to grandfather. Ju Qinghan, seeing my determination, knew she couldn't persuade me, directly held my hand instructing, don't worry too much. When the time comes, if anything happens, I'll handle it. Can you protect yourself? I nodded, agreeing with her. I am at ease. You'll definitely protect both yourself and me. Well, and our child too. The two drove together to the headquarters building of Jiang Group. Opening the car door, already saw Song Jinian, who had just disappeared from the hospital, now standing in front of the building, live streaming. Around him surrounded many people. Behind Song Jinian was a pre-printed banner. 4 young ladies of Haicheng together with Jiang Group. Young Master Jiang Chen, bullying and tormenting. A poor student, Song Jinian, in front of the camera crying miserably, continuously denouncing the crimes of the 5 people. He kind-heartedly sponsored me, actually just wanted to lure me back, as a toy for his 4 sisters. The 4 young ladies of Haicheng are actually people, chosen by Jiang Chen's grandfather from the orphanage as fiancés. That is, wives raised from childhood. Their private lives are chaotic beyond measure. Even that wasn't enough. They also pulled me as a substitute. I, a poor student who struggled to escape the mountains, was tricked into the mansion under his sponsorship pretext, imprisoning me for the 4 of them to torture me. After speaking, he revealed the wounds on his body before the camera. These wounds are all left to satisfy the perverted hobbies of the 4 young ladies. They didn't dare use them on Jiang Chen, so concentrated all on me. He knew about it, but coldly watched. Spectators not knowing the situation along the road, together with netizens in the live stream room, all began cursing me and the four young ladies. I heard Song Jinian reversing black and white, angrily clenched my fists. Gu Qinghan worriedly embraced my shoulders. Xiao Chen, leave everything to me to handle. She comforted me. Just about to go find Song Jinian. Was beaten to it by Song Jinian. Everyone quickly look. Over there is Jiang Chen, that huge criminal. In that moment, all passersby looked towards us, even someone wanting to rush up to capture me. That person was kicked away by Ju Qinghan, her face originally dignified, now even darker to frightening. I'd like to see who dares. That's right. I'd like to see who dares harm my grandson. Grandfather also came out from the building, bringing a row of guards surrounding me. Song Jinian pointed at the old man. You all, look, this is the richest man in Heicheng, also not a good person. He arranged 4 fiancés for Jiang Chen. You all say, how worried is he? Too afraid his grandson's desires won't be satisfied. Song Jinian, enough! I shouted loudly at Song Jinian. Song Jinian, you can talk about me, but grandfather is my critical point. The Jiang young master has gotten heated. Old sir, if you see so many women, still can't satisfy your grandson's desires, why not personally join in? As soon as the words came out, the old man immediately clutched his heart. Grandfather, I called out in panic. The uneasiness in my heart reached its peak. In my previous life, grandfather had died from a sudden heart attack. I no longer cared what Song Jinian was saying, but directly called someone to take grandfather to the hospital until confirming grandfather was safe. My suspended heart finally lowered, based on past experience. Then grandfather's heart attack, in my previous life, must have been related to Song Jinian. This time, I wouldn't spare Song Jinian. I directly logged into the Jiang family young master's Weibo, clearly listing each piece of evidence of sponsorship for Song Jinian from high school to university. Soon after, I received a message from Song Jinian. Jiang Chen, don't think like this. You can wash clean. I will make all your reputations ruined. Don't expect anyone to be well. Seeing netizens under the Weibo also questioning me, I wasn't worried. The 4 sisters and Song Jinian didn't know. The first day of rebirth, I had installed hidden cameras in the mansion. At that time, thinking about self-protection. But later, I was too disappointed. That camera was completely unused, but now it could be used. I edited videos of how Song Jinian harmed me at home, how he stole favor as a green tea man, even after I left, had burned love, incense in the mansion, how he seduced the 4 sisters, edited into a video, posted on Weibo. Immediately, hot searches exploded. Netizens continuously commenting, oh my god, so explosive. Really is where you find an axe from. Real-life version of the farmer and the snake. Finally, I reported to the police. Song Jinian was convicted of slander. The 4 sisters convicted of illegal imprisonment. The unfinished business of my previous life finally completed. All villains punished. This life grandfather, healthy, living long, and having Gu Qinghan beside me. I am very happy.